right, let Strofe do his business now. This guy's all up in your business, Strofe.
I told him I'd be cussing him out right now if he was.
If I was what, Kyle? If I was what?
If you was a producer of my solo show, you be getting cussed out right now.
I'm the producer of your show. You can cuss me out.
Solo show. This one I can't because I need them to cuss you out too.
Oh, okay.
Majority
this
rule.
one matters less. Got it.
No, majority rule.
What did Strofe do?
He didn't start the YouTube stream within 20 seconds of the show.
Yeah, I mean, there's no show an hour before this one.
You know what's incredible?
He leaves his show at 12:35 and comes upstairs and contributes nothing, where he could have just made sure we were set up to ready to go. But he decided not to do that. He decided to lollygag.
I haven't heard the word lollygag in quite a while.
Well, that's what he was doing. He was lollygagging instead of making sure our show was ready
Happy
to go.
Monday, Alex Strofe.
If lollygagging was the correct word to use, maybe I'd give him some props. But he acts like I was just sitting here twiddling my thumbs.
I saw him writing up a title. I see the shared screen. I was like, all right, my man's working on it. He's going to get up. I have trust.
Should have been working at 153, not
At
203.
153, I was making sure we got everything to talk about Giannis once again, Kyle.
Oh, Kyle versus Strofe just heats up every
you wanna know
single
what happened,
week.
Actually, I was gonna be the bigger person today, Benny. I was gonna be the bigger person.
What happened,
Kyle? What happened yesterday on Sunday Karma? What was the very first thing you said on the air yesterday?
Ooh.
You said, "Hey, Craig, Mr. CEO, Strofe yelled at Homer this week."
Oh, my, you a
tattled on me.
snitch like that?
snitched on him.
You tattled on me at
Dang.
10:01 a.m. yesterday.
I think it was. I think one of us said something disrespectful during that moment, and then
So
I
you guys
decided
are
to
carrying over your
continue
Sunday
over the
conversation
disrespect.
on Sunday Karma, 10 to noon across East Wisconsin, to 2 o'clock.
That's not you
that
guys,
Brad,
that's him.
Brad and I don't want to deal with this, but you're yelling at him, and he's yelling at you. Like, get over it. Grow up.
I'm yelling at him because our stream wasn't going. He's trying to bring up something from over 24 hours ago. I didn't even know he was bothered by it.
Did anything prompt bringing up that Homer was insulted by Strofe?
Yeah, something did. I don't know.
Homer
Or was
wasn't insulted by Strofe. That's
random
why
time?
Kyle shouldn't have brought it up anyways.
Actually,
Because Homer's actually mad at Kyle for
Also
telling him how to
true.
think.
I think he told Craig that as well, but it was just Craig really didn't like that. He kind of like, oh, he didn't like that Strofe disrespected Homer like that.
But he didn't disrespect Homer. Homer himself said he did not disrespect him.
Homer
because
don't know what disrespect is no more. He don't know left from right, up from down.
You watch your mouth, old man.
It was a good moment. I'm not going to lie. Although it would be better.
Benny's team Strofe did.
But
I love
it
this.
would be better if you had not stayed up all night worrying if he was going to be mad at you. If you stood on it and knew that you were going to be okay. But I will also take blame because when you'd said it, I knew it didn't bother Homer, but you know me. After the show, I was like, man, I can't believe he said that to Homer.
Actually, speaking of which, I guess
Yeah, you
what
snitched
Kyle
on
did,
him, too.
What Kyle did isn't that bad because you did the same thing.
I sure did.
His was worse.
He went straight to
He
GM Greg
went
Stiles.
straight to
You'll
Greg.
never believe what Strofe said.
And that's what really got in Strofe's head right there. Strofe was really messed up after that because Greg was like, what?
Yeah, he did that? Speaking of which, there's no speaking of which in this one. 800-990-3776. Matt and Racine chimes in. Karen Kyle at it again. 20 whole seconds. Boo-hoo. It's not a big deal. Get over with. You're not a better producer in the first place.
Wow.
That's true. That's true. I give him that. That's true.
I think Matt and Racine ended that conversation perfectly.
Sorry
Thank you, Matt.
Sorry I hold people to high standards.
Start holding yourself to a high standard.
Yeah,
Hey,
look
once-
internally first, Kyle, before you start shooting
I
shots
follow
at
the
everyone else.
standards that are set by Craig.
How quickly do you put on the YouTube stream?
Pretty quickly. We're pretty
quick.
Oh, the one that struggles
Pretty
is the
quick.
Madison
I
one
can't
because I
wait
had
to
get
go
a
to
stream
Sunday
key.
Karma on YouTube and go through all the starts of Sunday Karma, and it's going to be like 3 minutes into the show.
Didn't have my camera on yesterday for
No.
like the first 3 segments.
That's a lie.
No, he didn't say you a lie. He said that's a lie.
That's a lie. I'm going to say that's a lie.
Yeah, because he's now thinking back. Did I do it right? So
No, I
maybe
did it
make
right.
sure your own house is cleaned up before you start telling
Honestly,
other people to clean up their
it's
house.
the ESPN Madison stream that gets me because I have to get the stream
because now
key
we're
from
lashing
them,
out.
and so then I have
So
to
now
type
you're not
it
taking
in.
accountability. You could have reached out and say, "Hey, I need this stream key."
No,
Look,
I do.
Yeah, not
no.
early
I said
enough.
that's the
Not
one.
as early enough as you tried getting at Strofe. I can't believe I'm Team Strofe right now.
Yeah,
What's
I don't-
going on?
I don't know.
It is crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, it is.
This is awesome. Earlier this morning, Sham Sharania of ESPN was on Get Up, and Greeny acted like this was a bombshell of news. And here's why it's not a bombshell of news. It's something we've all known and been talking about here for 3 straight weeks. It's one of my favorite clips from Giannis when he sat down with his brother Thanasis on Finalizing show, and he talked about what's most important to him moving forward. First, we're going to go to Shams and his report. Then we're going to rewind the clock and say, hey, you know what? This isn't new.
We've known over the last several years, Giannis Antetokounmpo has been very open-minded about at least expressing that he is going to explore options because his goal is to win a championship. He said it over the years that my goal, I only want to win and compete for rings. He said it on his brother Tanas's podcast last month that if I don't retire, if I retire without winning a second championship, he's not going to be able to essentially sleep at night. And so that's his goal. What is that best long-term fit?
Spit it out, Shams. Spit it out, man.
Yeah, you stutter when you making stuff up.
But I will say, we know that it was like the championship that he wants to do that. He's like Sham said, like that is his goal for the remainder part of his career, win a second championship. But isn't this the first time it's been publicly reported that he's open to doing that with another franchise?
No. It was no one said anything about another franchise. He's literally he mentioned Finalizing show. This is the clip from Finalizing show. Do you hear Giannis in this clip say anything about doing it with another franchise? He just says what his goal is.
I love the championship we won. I love the run. I love the people that we were together, the people that we won it with. I love how it played out, being down 2-0, me getting hurt, Chris going crazy, Drew doing his thing, Bobby now playing against Brooklyn, then coming against Atlanta, the Hawks, and killing them. I love all that, but that's in the past. And the way you won then, that's not the way you're going to win in the future, right? So that's in the past. Now we just gotta create some new memories. So yeah, I'm trying to win a second ring, man. I really believe it. And I'll say this here. This is one of my goals. Like, everybody plays to win, but like me not having a second championship, like I look back at my career and everybody can say, oh, he had an incredible career, active Hall of Famer, first ballot, whatever. But like me, my personal goal, like if I'm not able to help my team win a second ring, like I'm letting down myself.
That was Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Finalizing show, and I believe with pretty good certainty that is the clip that Shams was referencing about Giannis wanting to win a second championship. Being open-minded is nothing new if you're somebody who wants to win a championship. Giannis contemplated retirement. He was open-minded about doing that. Giannis won a championship. And since then, I guarantee if they didn't make a trade to bring Damian Lillard in or do something differently if they felt the franchise wasn't going in the way that Giannis hoped, then he would still be open-minded. And he should be open-minded because that's what all human beings are. We would be stupid not to be open-minded to all the different possibilities to reach our goals. Now, it's up to Giannis to decide if the Milwaukee Bucks give him that best chance to win a second championship. It's not up to us, it's up to Giannis. Now, if you want to take Shams' report as he's looking at other teams, you can. You could also listen to that clip strictly from Giannis 3 weeks ago, because this isn't the first time he publicly said something like this, because it was 3 weeks ago. We've discussed this clip at length. Now, if you think that Shams reporting it on the day of the lottery, the NBA lottery, changes things in your mind, I'm open to hearing you out, because it is a potential possibility that something could happen tonight that would entice the Milwaukee Bucks or Giannis to do something. But we don't know until that happens.
I don't know. It feels different this time. Something about this feels different. I know Giannis
you also woke up and said you're going to give the defensive line, the Green Bay Packers, another free pass. So
anything can happen, boys. I did say that, and I still believe that. One more year, at least 6 games for the Packers D-line. I'm giving them that to prove that they can do it. But regardless of that, this feels a little bit different. This team is getting older. this team is pushing up against the cap. No longer do we look at this and say, oh, I see a viable path in the short to medium term for the Milwaukee Bucks to win a championship or be championship contenders. If we see that, then certainly Giannis sees it. So even though who knows what the sources are that Shams was talking to, if it was just Giannis on the Finalysis show, that's not a whole lot. Maybe there is more, maybe there isn't. But it just seems like this is the time where everything's coming together, where the future has never been darker or more murky for the Milwaukee Bucks. And Giannis, looking at the rest of his peak prime years, he's wondering, when am I going to win that next championship? And there is something in that clip that I never noticed the first time around, but I just noticed it. He said, the way you won the first one isn't going to be the way you win the second one. Could he be talking about team?
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to be Shams?
Think about it.
Breaking news. Giannis may not want to be with the Bucks as the team he wants to win the championship with.
The way you won the first one isn't going to be the way you're going to win the second one.
That's every championship season, Brad.
I don't know.
No, Brad, I think you're looking way too deep into this one.
I don't know, guys.
In that statement.
It could be.
I'm disappointed in Brad today. Now
I'm just saying that. Listen. If you're Giannis,
you're putting your own feelings into Giannis right now.
If you're Giannis, you want to stay with the Bucks?
If I'm Giannis, do I want to stay with the Bucks? Giannis is loyal, but in reality, when I look at this team around me, as you said, it's getting dark for the future. You lost Chris Middleton, and you saw Chris Middleton go from the player that he put the team on his back in 2021 to help get you past the Atlanta Hawks to a guy that couldn't really be on the court too often, couldn't play defense because his body was falling apart. You moved on from him. You look at a Damian Lillard. He's not the same Damian Lillard you saw 3-4 years ago. He's a Damian Lillard that constantly injured, having little nagging injuries because he's getting up there in age. I was going to say,
you got to add in he had those nagging, but now he's out, likely for the entire year with Achilles.
And so realistically, when you look around at this potential roster and the turnover this roster is going to undergo this offseason, then also next offseason, Giannis can't look to the future and say, I know I'm going to have these guys with me for the next 4 to 5 years. He doesn't have that. When Giannis came up, he knew he had Chris, right? He understood that they brought in Drew, so he had Drew Holiday, so he could see a future with who was going to be his running mates. He has no running mates right now. So if I'm Giannis, I would be open-minded to what my possibilities could be, because at the end of the day, he has given Milwaukee everything that we could ask for. Everything we can ask for. And sometimes at a certain point, you have to move on and go to that next chapter. And unfortunately, the Milwaukee Bucks have not done a good enough job to make sure that next chapter will be with the Milwaukee Bucks, because they haven't successfully swung for the fences and hit.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, doing a good enough job to me is different than it working out, because, they have.
If it doesn't work out, it's not a good job.
I know, but, they took swings.
Yeah, you struck out. A lot of people take swings.
But they took good swings, and swings they needed to do to keep Giannis happy.
Yeah. And it did not work out. John Horst did not put together a good enough roster, and then on top of that, guys just didn't stay healthy enough for the Milwaukee Bucks to win, right?
All right, so a lot of people coming at Brad right now on the Carbless Talk and text line. James the Postman, which I felt this, James. Come on now. The only reason this feels different to Brad is because Shams is reporting it. James the Postman.
Man, I've been on these airwaves saying that we should die with Giannis, but this feels different. This feels different.
Okay, then are you putting your stamp today on you don't believe that Giannis is going to be here?
I don't think he will.
You don't think Giannis will be here?
I want him to stay, but I don't think he will.
So you think this offseason he's gone?
I don't know about this offseason, but I don't think he finished his career.
No, okay, I can see that. I think this offseason Giannis ends up staying with the Milwaukee Bucks simply because of the fact that knowing Giannis and his loyalty, he's going to think, okay, Dame will be back in the 2026 season. So then when Dame comes back, we'll have some cap space. So he's very optimistic when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't think he would actually go into John Horst's office and say, I want to move on. I want to be traded. So with that being said, I think Giannis is still going to be a Milwaukee Buck, even though it may not be in his best interest.
All right. So here's what we do then. I have something on my sheet of paper. Strofe will be taking notes as well. We need to give Giannis a pros and cons list. When you make big decisions, I don't know, it could be a job, it could be recruitment. I know I did this when I was being recruited for all the different schools.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, you didn't know that?
I guess I didn't know you did an actual one, because I've always been an actual one, right? Like when I moved from Madison to Milwaukee, I did it. Yeah.
Pros and cons.
An actual list.
And if you truly don't want to, if you truly believe he's going to be here, I do think that Brad can have that take, because there's reasons As Kyle just mentioned, as Brad just mentioned, the cap, Damian Lillard, the team's different. He wants to win a second championship. So if that, give me the pros as to why Giannis should stay. And give me the cons. If you don't think he should stay, give me the pros and cons.
If I'm Giannis.
If you are Giannis, you are doing this as Giannis. You are making a pros and cons list for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Pro, staying in Milwaukee. Con, leaving Milwaukee. 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talk and text line. Pros and cons list. I see our guys are getting writing. Get your thinking caps brewing, KBN Nation. More, Kyle Bruston-Nortman. Pros and cons list. Hey, next.
And the way you won then, that's not the way you're going to win in the future, right? So
this is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN.
Yeah, see, the thing about me is I like
crazy.
I like crazy. I like a little excitement in my life. I like a little bit of drama.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
And now, unless there's a big boy trade coming that I don't see on the horizon, Green Bay is going to run this thing back and probably pick up an early round draft pick to add to that room.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And you hope that these other guys will emerge and can add, but I don't see them making a J.R. Ewing type change.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards. They're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. One in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey Bucks fans, enjoy Michelob Ultra at 90s 2K Cafe Milwaukee, Champs Lake Geneva, McGillicuddy's Milwaukee, Kelly's Bleachers Wind Lake, and Magoo's on the Mound Milwaukee. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Biz Expo is May 13th at Brookfield Conference Center. Spend the day at the kickoff keynote event on resilient leadership, thriving and enduring in challenging times, and make connections with customers and other business leaders. Learn from the experts at the strategy seminars on topics focused on technology and innovation, business growth, leadership, and manufacturing solutions. Biz Expo is Tuesday, May 13th. Register now to attend. Biz Expo is May 13th. Go to biztimes.com/bizexpo.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5.9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5.9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs. The moment we've all been waiting for is here.
The fans now on the edge of their seats.
It's time to stay locked in to every single moment.
What a finish!
Because you never know when history will be made. When it's win or go home, every moment matters.
You gotta be kidding me!
So don't miss a thing. NBA playoffs presented by Google continues on ABC, ESPN, and TNT.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right, folks. A lot of people are saying this is the 10th year in a row of this. He's not leaving. Wake up. That's from Dumpy in West Bend. A lot of people pointing to loyalty. Brad says this feels different. If you heard the clip from Giannis himself, he wants to win a second championship. That's a personal goal for him. A personal goal for him. So you do have to take into account, if Giannis doesn't believe he can do that in Milwaukee, that has got to be part of his pros and cons list, which we will do here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman for Giannis. We'll just do it for Giannis. Pros and cons list for Giannis. And you, KBN Nation, on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman can chime in 800-990-3776 or on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee or at ESPN Madison. We can send it around the horn. Anyone that doesn't have to be all at once now.
Well, should we do one at a time and stick to one side, and then we shift to the other one? We go one at a time until we have elapsed our list? How do you want to do this?
I probably just go through my full list.
Oh, wow. Just take them all?
My chicken scratches.
Oh,
you just want to take
you
my
literally
pros
just want
and cons. We'll go through pros and
I
cons.
thought you said your whole list. That would make it seem like your whole pros and cons. We'll start with pros, Kyle. Give us your pros.
We'll have Brad go first, just in case.
I'll do a pro.
Jeez, guys, this isn't that hard.
Fine.
Give me your pros, Kyle. Give me your pros.
Go for it.
The first pro is this, Giannis. Listen, the money good here in Milwaukee. That dollar stretches. It stretches good. It ain't like New York. It's so expensive.
So your first pro is the local economy?
Listen, the money good. That big house he got that he probably paid $1.5 million for, that's a $10 million house in California. The money stretches. All the $1 million stretch good here in Milwaukee. And then on top of that, listen, Giannis, you're loyal. The loyalty's here. That's what it is. You're loyal here to Milwaukee. We are loyal to you. You gotta love that. Your family's been here. We made you a child of the city. We brought the Antetokounmpos here. Some of them went to Dominican high school. Some of them went to USM. You are part of what we are here. And then you can be like Kobe. You can be like Kobe. You can be like Tim Duncan, but you can be like the guys that stayed with one team forever. You can be like Dirk Nowitzki. You can be like them all. You can be in a special, exclusive class of guys that not only won championships with their teams, but only stayed with one team. And that's it.
Bradley Nortman.
Well, I've got some of the ones that Kyle won't repeat those. Two that I have are a little bit different. And this one is what you just said, but his brand, right? The Antetokounmpo, the Giannis Antetokounmpo brand matters. And part of his brand is being different than other superstars. Other superstars, they will go chase the ring. They will hop teams. They will join forces. That is not Giannis. That is not his brand. So consistently with his brand. The other thing is off-court opportunities. I truly believe that staying a buck will forever have them linked with the state of Wisconsin and Milwaukee. But if you start jumping teams, it waters down the connection with each team. Look at Kevin Durant. I mean, Kevin Durant has really no real association with many teams. I think when you stick with a team, it increases your post-career off-field opportunities.
Off-court.
Off-court. Sorry, I'm thinking football.
Can anybody else realize that none of this had to do with the product on the basketball court?
Yeah. Giannis, please think with
Well, what's your pros? Anybody got pros?
I got one more that is basketball related.
Okay, what is it? Oh, his brother can be around. The Nassus.
That's not what I was going to say, but true.
He might sign elsewhere. The different team now he's
I
healthy.
don't know if he's going to get the quasi-GM ability elsewhere like he's had in Milwaukee.
Maybe true.
You think he's had GM? I mean, he forced him to keep Chris Middleton, which turned out to be terrible for
Then
the
he's
Bucks.
partially to blame for the
he
product.
He is.
So Brad continuing his stance of blaming Giannis and wanting him gone.
I don't want him gone at all.
Making us re-sign. I shouldn't say making. I don't know if that's true. But him probably having an influence and Chris Middleton, his boy, staying hurt the Bucks.
And honestly, if Chris Middleton would have stayed healthy, maybe they could have
Chris
Run it back.
Middleton wasn't healthy when he signed the agreement.
Ben, did we miss any?
No, you just about covered it. Home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
Powerful. It's written on a pillow somewhere.
Can make the most money.
Yeah, cha-ching, baby,
Bank
cha-ching.
account.
Yeah. Because, what's the difference between $175 million and $155 million? I mean,
Can bring a second championship to the city in his tenure, which would be obviously the third ever. Now, to me, that's cool, right? To us, that's cool.
Can he, though?
Yes. He still can't. I mean,
we know he can.
Based off his age, and if he were to stay here a longer period of time, he can't do it next year. But if he were to commit to Milwaukee and stay here longer and not ponder options and not leave, then yeah, I really do believe. I mean, they literally took the Pacers into a game in which they would have had him back home in Game 6, and the Pacers look like they're going to walk their way to the Eastern Conference Finals. So you can re-legislate how close
we lost to the team that made go to the finals again, Giannis.
Yeah, but Ben, you ridiculed us for not only for me thinking they would win a championship this year, but even you did not go on the same bet with us that they can win one series. So this iteration of this team can't do it. They have to reset.
According to Ben.
Here's what I need, because a lot of people want to yell and scream, but nobody's providing the on-court basketball solution.
It's because it's hard.
It's because it's not a very easy pitch right now.
Yeah, I know.
That's on the cons
but the
list.
key words.
Right now.
But he'd have to wait, what, at least a year, maybe two, before there's a glimmer of hope?
I would say a year. He'd have to go through this year, and they'd have to trade Dame for even more assets or things they can do.
Dame ain't worth too much a year.
Get a couple of those second rounders back?
It's worth than anything he will do on the floor after an Achilles at that age.
It's just long we don't find ourselves in the predicament that we did with Chris Middleton, where we had to dump Chris Middleton's contract and give up a potential asset and get Kyle Kuzma.
As Chef Ed chimes in with this, again, I'm just going to read his pros. The pros: in his heart, he loves Milwaukee and the things the Bucks have done for him and his family.
That's true, too.
No. This is trash. I'm telling you this right now. When you got recruited to Wisconsin was 1-11 football program. Would you give a damn about you being from Wisconsin?
No.
Exactly.
Joe in Milwaukee, you're on the Carb List talking text line 800-990-3776. You got a pro here for Giannis staying in Milwaukee?
Yeah, the pro is this, gentleman. You will never, ever, it's the WWE line here, ever draft another player like him again. It ain't happening.
Now I agree with you, but we're doing this as if we were making a list for Giannis to stay.
Kareem?
Yeah, but that was
50 years ago.
Yeah,
You said never, ever.
Okay.
Ever.
It's a point taken.
I'm thinking more about Ben's, right? He can get a second championship. If he were to get a second championship in Wisconsin, he would go down as probably the greatest, not just Milwaukee Buck, Wisconsin superstar. He'd be more than Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Those guys have one championship.
Do we
each.
not realize his legacy is already cemented? Like,
it's debatable.
Well,
he himself wants a second championship because he said it's having one. There's a lot of people with one.
Right now, one could debate Giannis, Rodgers, Favre, Bart Starr, Lombardi. If Giannis wins a second for the Bucks, there's no conversation.
Yeah,
there's no conversation.
Yeah, I mean, he's already in a conversation that very few are in.
For sure. He's Mount Rushmore, but he would be a single statue.
Sure. If you say
I'm just coming up with ideas, Kyle.
No, I mean,
don't shoot him down.
No,
this is brainstorm.
Yeah, the brainstorm sucks. Are you taking this job? Are you taking the job, Trophy? If these are all the pros, would you stay with the Bucks?
We
if
haven't
these are
gotten
the
to
pros?
the cons.
Well, I've heard zero cons, so yeah, I'm taking the job.
It's all very pro.
When we come back, I hate to do this, the cons. It's the pros and cons list that we're writing for Giannis Antetokounmpo as to why he should stay a Milwaukee Buck. Now, whether or not these pros outweigh the cons of, what is going to be a lengthier list, you have something you want to add there, Strophy?
I was just going to recap our pros real quick. Because it's not a great list. I'm going to be honest with you. We have the following.
It's the best list we can come up with.
The local economy and money stretches from Kyle Wallace.
Such a good way to start.
Giannis like his money now.
That's a money mindset man right there, Kyle Wallace.
Number 2 is loyalty from Kyle Wallace. Number 3 from Kyle Wallace, be like Kobe, Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, Steph Curry, etc. Brad chimes in with his brand and the Milwaukee connection. I chimed in with quasi-GM, and Ben added he can be the leader on another championship team.
A second championship, which led to the Brad conversation of putting him ahead of all other one champion figures in Wisconsin sports. Brewers haven't won one. The basketball team of the Badgers haven't won one since 1941. Marquette hasn't won one since the 70s. You have the Packers haven't won one since 2010. That was Rodgers. Then you had Favre in 96. Am I missing anybody?
No.
Milwaukee Wave, Keith Tozer had a nice run.
I
And
don't know who that is.
You don't know who Keith Tozer is?
We don't. And we're going to go to the cons.
Keith Tozer, yeah. Your Milwaukee boys
youngsters,
know it.
yes.
Milwaukee County, suburbs.
How long ago was that?
I'm mostly just upset because a lot of people get mad at this conversation. They're like, he's not going anywhere. We do this all the time. This is something that we talk about all the time. But when I ask for pros, I get crickets. When I play the potential clip from Giannis of him wanting a second championship and it being a goal for him, don't you need the on-court more than the off-the-court in order to achieve the personal goal? Like, that's where it's hard for me. This thing's hard. I don't like this. Need more pros from KBN Nation. Cons are next on Giannis.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
I'm not Mr. Education. I think that's very clear.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not anti-education. I'm not very educated. Is that fair?
That's fair.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaki County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer cater to golfers of all skill levels. Settled amongst over 250 acres of beautiful private land, the Bog offers a truly unforgettable golf experience. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, and after your round, have a signature cocktail while enjoying our Friday fish fry from the clubhouse overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
Looking for a Milwaukee tradition? It's Saz. And for nearly 50 years, Saz's have been serving up award-winning ribs that'll make your taste buds dance. Don't miss our festival-famous mozzarella marinara, the appetizer that put us on the map and keeps Milwaukee coming back for more. Whether you're heading to a game or just catching up with family and friends, make Saz's your place to go. 55th and State. Saz's, where memories are made and stories are shared, one delicious bite at a time. Saz's State House, the finest. A Milwaukee tradition since 1976.
Hey, want to make your next meal a little less ordinary? Well, head to Quick Trip. Hey, we are so back serving up our legendary No Ordinary Chicken. Yeah, your dinner is hand-breaded, fried to perfection, ready to eat for tonight's dinner. Or you can buy it cold, sealed fresh for tomorrow's lunch. You know, we love to make life easier for you. This isn't just any chicken. It's Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken. Stop in your local Quick Trip today and taste the difference.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
This is Kevin Van Rossum, president of Three Tree Marketing. If your company is struggling to create a buzz or just looking for a new way to stand out, our team is here to help point you in the right direction. We'll assist you in building your brand and prove we truly know what works. Experts at Three Tree can build a one-of-a-kind gifting experience that can set your brand apart and show how much you value your customers as well as your employees. At Three Tree Marketing, we chase partners, not orders. Visit threetreemarketing.com to learn more about what we can do for you.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I've got some bad news. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman hanging with you on a Monday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin with Stro running the show. Coming up with a pros and cons list for Giannis, who's everywhere I look. I look up on the TV, there he is. NBA Jump, there it is. Twitter, there it is. This morning when I wake up, Get Up, there it is. On Sportsmanlike, there it is. Giannis is everywhere because Shams reported that he is open-minded to the idea of moving on. I'm not going to lie. During the break, I had some self-reflection. I hate that pros and cons list that we came up with because we just came up with pros and the pros had nothing to do with basketball.
Hey, sometimes that's what it is. That's how you know. You make a pros and cons list so you can make a decision. And, I mean, you may hate all the pros we have made, but it might be telling of what Giannis is doing right now with his family.
Well, should we see what the cons look like? Because maybe they're not as bad.
We'll do that in a second. Let's go to Leroy in Milwaukee. Leroy, you're up on the Carbless Talking text line. How you doing, Leroy?
You don't want to know, Ben.
Why? What's going on?
You don't want to. Kyle, KBN Nation, Kyle, Brush, and Norman, y'all. I love y'all. I listen to y'all every day at work.
Love you too, brother.
Brush, you know we go way back.
Way.
Two flat tires on a flat Cadillac. But my heart is hurting because we finna lose him. I feel it.
We don't know that, Leroy. We don't know that for sure.
I'm trying, Ben. You could tell Josh, and you'll know I'm a forever Scalzo. I love you guys, but I'm hurt, man. I feel it.
Don't grieve yet,
I don't
Leroy.
want to lose
Leroy,
him.
don't grieve yet. Do not grieve until something is real. Just because Shams came out with this today doesn't mean anything's changed in the last 3 weeks.
Leroy, can I just tell you?
I understand that, Ben. I understand that, but I'm hurt, man.
We all
feel
hurt.
it.
But
I don't want to lose him. I don't want to lose him, my nation, y'all.
We gotta be. If he's gonna be open-minded in this relationship, if your significant other is open-minded, then you need to be open-minded. Doesn't mean that y'all got to get rid of each other. Maybe it means you got to go to a little bit of counseling, got to have some conversations. But as Bucks fans, we should definitely be open-minded and mentally and physically prepare ourselves for Giannis leaving. But do know Giannis gave us some of his best years, and that's what we can hang on.
Kyle, you're talking.
Leroy, we love you.
Thank you, Leroy.
I don't like the way you ended that.
Kyle, you're talking about Giannis being open-minded. Well, if he's being open-minded, then we need to be open-minded. This is like...
Can I ask a question quick?
Of course.
Leroy said, we go way back, like 2 flat tires on a Cadillac, and Brad just casually said, powerful. Brad, what does that mean?
2 flat tires on a Cadillac. One can only assume that that reflects that those tires have worn themselves out to the brim. The tread is gone, and they have flattened out. You know those 2 tires have been through a lot of mileage together. Therefore, if you go way back, like 2 flat tires on a Cadillac, then you go way back. Because the Cadillac can put some miles now.
Yeah, 2 flats on the Cadillac. That's what it is. Y'all go. He'd go way back. Him and Ben Bruss.
I'm not gonna lie, he hurt my heart.
Yeah, I mean
that was sad.
It's a reality we all have to face.
Send it to Giannis. Send it to Giannis.
Oh yeah, tag him on social.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
idea.
We
Good
know
idea.
Giannis has a heart, so this might also
Replay that call with Leroy on Twitter at KBN ESPN.
Then just tag Giannis.
Tag Giannis,
We don't need
Analysis Show.
Yeah.
This cannot happen. This is the impact you would have. Play to the emotions of one Giannis Antetokounmpo.
We love you, Yanni.
Yanni,
we love you, Yanni.
We can't live without you.
No, we can't. We can't.
Was I right about the tires?
Yeah, I
thing?
would say you're right. Yeah.
Does anybody know what that means? Like,
I've heard the
literally?
saying. I also heard the saying. We go.
heard that.
Really? We go.
So
we
what does
go
it
back
mean?
like an old man hairline. You ever heard that
Say
one?
that again?
We go back
heard
like an
that one.
old man
Oh,
hairline.
that one
means you
speaks
go,
for itself.
That means you go way back, like 2 flats on the Cadillac.
2 flats on a Cadillac.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Very beautiful. I'm shocked you never heard it before.
Never heard that before.
What do y'all say?
I learned so much through KBN and KBN Nation.
I learned that.
I'm so thankful.
I really learned that communities have their own little stuff going on inside of it, and other communities have no idea. It's crazy.
Well, we all have our own
dialect.
Over to the KBN Sports Desk, I think Leroy chimed back in to talk to Stro separately.
Leroy just called me. He said, I love you guys. I listen to you every day. I'm hearing you right now. Tag it, tag it, tag it, tag it. I'm hanging up. Tag it. And he hung up.
Seriously. I want Giannis to know the pain that Leroy will go through. Giannis didn't even leave, and I thought we had like a 30-year marriage breakup call on KBN.
But the problem is, fellas, it's not because of Giannis. It's because of us. It's because of the Milwaukee Bucks. That's the sad part about it. We all, in reality, we look at this Bucks roster and we know that we haven't been a good enough partner. We've tried.
You just came to that realization? You didn't think of that before the playoffs?
Because it's like the open-minded phrase, right? What does open-minded mean? In a relationship, that's like you look at your significant other. In the past, you would never open up the DMs. Never. But the relationship, the chick on the other side, she's getting a little crazy. Not a bright future. Now, you're opening them up.
Dirty D,
you're
Diana McGuanago, you're up on the Carbless Talking text line. Happy Monday, Dirty D.
Happy D. I got my prize pack, Stro. I was pleasantly surprised. I do need to ask you guys, though, if you have any recommendations on which good pizzas to get.
That's pretty easy. I mean, it's the Screamin' Sicilian brands. Guys?
Oh, my. I mean, yeah, I love
hang on, guys. You know how we had the Cheez-It pizza?
Yeah, I sent it to some folks.
I went for Frozen Pizza Friday at the Brust household. I already had 3 in my freezer. I had a tavern style, a Boss Hog, and a stuffed crust.
Yeah.
I went to the store and I got a Cheez-It.
Oh, did you eat it?
Yes, I had to.
Yeah.
It was
What did
so
fiance
good.
tell you?
Revelation.
She got a slice upstairs.
Oh, wow.
And we had it on
As
Thursday.
she should.
Diana, any Palermo's pizza brand, neighborhood, Connie's, urban pie, but the Screamin' Sicilian's so screamin' good. You should taste what all that screamin' is about.
Do they have anything with just like a cheese and pepperoni? I have a daughter with
Holy
custom needs in it.
pepperoni. They got the Bessie's Revenge, which is a 4 cheese. Diana, they have it all. Trust me. Go to your local grocer, look for Palermo's, and that will get it done. Ben Bruss,
Okay,
Kyle
my other
Walsh.
question
Okay.
for you. Hey. Another question
Yeah, get him in
for you guys
line,
is-
Dirty D.
Tell them, Dirty D.
No, he does this to me all the time. He never lets me finish, and he hangs up on me. Where are these people that are writing this stuff and this speculation? Where are they getting this information from that they're putting stuff out there like this? Because
It's a good point by Diana.
Strofe just took you off the air, not me.
I must say, I have wondered all day, what exactly does open-minded mean? Because if I do say so myself, I like to think I'm a pretty open-minded individual. I'm not really certain on what the open-minded report we've learned today from Shams Charania even means, Bradley.
It doesn't mean anything other than what we already know.
Think about when something's open. Open door, open roofs, open businesses, an open window like Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Things get in. When something's open, things get in. When things are closed, they don't get in. What's getting in to Giannis's mind right now is the question, because it was never open in the past, but now it's open and things can get in.
Didn't Giannis say in the past on like a podcast overseas that he would be willing to go somewhere else?
No,
He also said they'd have to kick him out of Milwaukee.
drag him out of Milwaukee.
He said a lot of things, fellas.
He's open. He's open to be
an open book.
An open book. Open enrollment.
I utilized that once in my life.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Finally off the parents' insurance.
Closed off. The opposite
of open-minded.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Did we learn anything?
No.
It is stupid. I'm just going to tell you this right now. No shot at Shams. He's an excellent reporter. But Shams is he's just grasping at straws.
Guys, it's the day of the lottery.
Yeah, it's
the day of the lottery. And Brad's falling for it.
Isn't he the foremost voice in NBA Insider right now?
Yeah, but he has a boss. And the boss said we need to drum up some type of talking points today. And the talking point today is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
So Giannis is not interested in listening to any other thing. He is committed to being a Buck for sure, closed-minded.
Well, what I'm saying is this is probably not the first time he has been open-minded. Giannis was probably open-minded back in 2023 before he signed his contract extension with the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks didn't put together a championship team about potentially leaving. I don't think it's a coincidence that he signed with the Bucks after the Bucks traded for Dame Lillard. He closed that controversy back then. I'm just saying, hey, I'm reporting Giannis is open-minded leaving the Bucks.
The problem
Tell us about carbless right now.
Well, I'm going to need one after tonight.
Open up.
A carbless. I see what you did there, Ben. Open a carbless. You know that's what I'm doing, KBN Nation, because they have all the things that I love. It's low carbonation, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and 0 carbs. 100 calories per can, and so many flavors to love, like the Tropical Bliss Variety Pack and the Mango. But here, you got to listen to this. Carbless is trying to open up AmFam to you. They are giving away a sweet night at the ballpark. Thank you to Carbless and ESPN Wisconsin. Here's what you got to do. Go to your local grocer. That's what I do. That's where I get my Carbless, is my local grocer. You got to scan that QR code at the retailer with Carbless, and you can get a chance to win a sweet night at the ballpark. 14 game tickets, 6 parking passes, free food and drinks, plenty of carbless for that night, and a luxury suite at American Family Field. The giveaway ends on May 31st, so don't miss your shot. Pick up that carbless, a couple cases if you're like me, and scan that QR code for your chance to win the sweet night at the ballpark. Carbless just keeps on opening up the summer for good times, because less is more with Carbless.
I actually believe I agree with Ron and the Key on something. I'll tell you what that is next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Thing has ever happened to you from a breakup?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no.
I don't want to talk about it.
You brought it, so I had to ask.
I ain't gonna put my old shorties on blast. But
why not? They're old shows.
I've had some
old shows.
My parents listen to this show. I don't want my parents to know the craziness that I've dealt with that they son been a part of.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Your chance to spend an afternoon on the links with ESPN Milwaukee is just a tap away. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open happens July 15th at the Ball Golf Course, and we're inviting a lucky ESPN Milwaukee fan and 3 guests. Hang out with your favorite ESPN Milwaukee hosts, play around at one of Wisconsin's most popular courses, and enjoy food and drinks throughout the day. Open up the contest tab in the ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to win this fan foursome with ESPN Milwaukee.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5.9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5.9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves. Are you talking about the One collection? Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart. The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment. The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's. To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's what you wait for all week. The three-pointers, the rebounds, the thrill of every shot. Win or lose, it's the hope that keeps you coming back. The dream that this time, it might be your year. And so you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when the pressure's on, your support is everything. That's why the NBA store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, artist in residence, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
To be labeled as bourbon, a whiskey must be distilled from a mash that is at least 51% made of this grain.
What is corn?
Correct.
I'll take liquor for 800.
A cocktail of rum, grapefruit juice, lime juice, simple syrup, and maraschino liqueur is a daiquiri named for this American author.
Who is Ernest Hemingway?
Correct again, Marie. You're on a roll.
Liquor for 1,000, Ken.
Taking a shot of whiskey and immediately chugging a beer is a quote-unquote recipe for this drink, named because it was once served to workers ending their shifts.
What is a Boilermaker?
Unbelievable. Where can you find the best variety of beer, wine, and liquor?
Well, Ken, I am from Discount Liquor, where we have an encyclopedia-like knowledge of all things alcohol. We've been a family-owned and operated business since 1960, and we've all grown up with alcohol as a second language. Our business has literally served multiple generations of Wisconsinites. In Milwaukee, on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha, on Main and Barstow.
Discount Liquor. You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless talking text line with Strophy running the show. I hate this, guys. I do believe that Giannis will be a Milwaukee Buck. I truly do in my heart of hearts. I believe that this is a lot of noise because it is the NBA lottery tonight, and there's a 6% chance the Spurs get the first pick, a less than 4% chance that the Houston Rockets get the first pick, and those are the two teams that would have something formidable to offer the Milwaukee Bucks, but the Bucks aren't going to care about any of that unless their superstar Giannis goes to them and says, hey, I don't want to be here. They're not going to trade Giannis if he doesn't say, I want to be traded. So ultimately what it comes down to is Giannis ultimately going to get to the point of saying, I want to be traded? And I just have a hard time thinking that he will. And maybe that's blind. Maybe that's just based off pure loyalty that Giannis has showed and believing in what he's continued to show, his actions over his words, because his words have never said, I don't want to be here. And until Giannis says, I don't want to be in Milwaukee, I am going to operate every day as he is going to be a Milwaukee Buck.
I do think Giannis should apply some pressure to the Milwaukee Bucks organization and try to say, listen, we got to figure this thing out. Like, what are we going to do? We have to figure out our direction, because the direction before was just be competitive. Let's just try to get as many veterans around Giannis. Let's build this team around Giannis so we can kind of win the championship. That formula has not breeded any type of success. So at this point now, he needs to go to the Bucks brass and needs to say, hey, John Horst, we need to figure out what is the next 3 years going to look like. Are we going to try to bring in some more veterans to see if we catch lightning in a bottle? Or are we going to try to just have my second act where we bring in some young players and we try to develop some young guys around me so now I'm the leader of a young core? That's what the Milwaukee Bucks have to figure out, because right now what they've tried since we won that championship in 2021, it just has not worked.
It's put them in this spot where it has us going through a pros and cons list, and the pros have nothing to do with the future product on the floor.
And injuries suck, but at a certain point, it was John Horst. It was his job to try to figure out how can we build for the future. Unfortunately, nothing he has done has truly worked out successfully because we have not won a championship. I know Giannis hates the word failure, but to me, the Bucks, they failed in their mission to win a championship. So now we need to see if we're going to dust ourselves off and figure out the new road forward.
The pro from Ron and the Key is about legacy. I don't know if that's on the court, though. Partially it is, because he talks about LeBron dragging the teams in Cleveland to the finals, then leaving. We can always talk about KD going to Golden State, but he's got 3 championships, I believe.
Yeah.
Does anybody look at him differently now? Or do you look at, yeah.
Well, having 3 championships, I'd say, ascends him on the greatest of all time list, as opposed to 1 or 0.
Exactly. Which is why this is hard, and where Giannis is at in his age and how long he's been in Milwaukee, because if he does end up saying, again, I'm going under the assumption that until he says, I don't want to be here, that he's going to be here, that if he does go somewhere, he can potentially have a better chance of elevating his overall legacy.
You bringing up KD is actually a great narrative and a story of the grass isn't always greener on the other side, because KD went to a place in Brooklyn where the grass was not greener for him and he didn't win a championship. Now he's down in Phoenix, and this team was abysmal this past year. They fired their coach again, and they're going to be picking in the lottery, and they only have that pick. So that team, they don't know what direction they're going in. And so, yes, something that Giannis should realize is that Dame came here and Dame found out that the grass isn't always greener when he left Portland. Granted, he had more of an opportunity to try to win. It did not work out. For Giannis, those could be stories for him to see. You know what? I could try to go somewhere and form another team, but the grass may not be greener somewhere else. So you're better dancing with the devil you know than the devil you don't know.
But the hard part is Giannis should be considered a top 15 player of all time. That's just my opinion. He won't unless he gets a second championship. It's a shame, but it's just the way that the formula works out. You got to have multiple titles if you want to be in that conversation. So if he doesn't get it, he's going to limit his career. The ceiling of his career legacy on the court will be lower than it otherwise would have been. So the question is, where can he get that second title?
And what does he value more?
And what does he value more?
But again, when I hear that analysis show audio about him, he says, my personal goal is to win a second championship. Well, and if you think about how long it took the Milwaukee Bucks to win a championship through 50 years, and then you think about how close they were in 2019, and then Chris getting hurt in 2022 after they had won it, and then the injuries the last three years, really.
They had
every year.
5 straight years.
That's so hard to build a team, and they traded, they leveraged assets.
No, they did.
So my question to everyone is just, if you were Giannis Antetokounmpo, what the hell would you do? If you were Giannis, Kyle?
If I'm Giannis, I'm a loyal person, and I ride it out. So logically, I think Giannis, to be very honest, I think Giannis should leave. Only reason I say he should leave because there's other opportunities for him to actually win a championship. And the future with the Milwaukee Bucks in the next 2 seasons looks very bleak. But one thing Giannis and I have in our DNA is we are extremely loyal. I've said it before. I have no interest in working in radio anywhere but Good Karma Brands. I would still be working in higher education if it wasn't for Good Karma Brands. I am loyal to the people that I love and I care about who reciprocate that with me. And I think Giannis has that in his DNA. And I do believe Giannis will be willing to have a little bit of a reset. So then when he gets to age 33, now he has some guys around him. And now in his final couple years of his NBA career, amazing NBA career, he could potentially take some swings at winning the championship.
So you're saying logically he should leave?
Yeah, logically he should leave.
Logically, what do you think, Brad?
I think logically he does 2 more years in Milwaukee right before his player option. At that point, he will know if the team around him is capable. He's probably got 5 years of peak Giannis left, right? He's 30, 35. He'll still be able to play.
But if you think those 2 years, you're cutting your championship window down yourself.
I think that's the balance between loyalty and competitiveness. I think he'll know at that point, can I win in Milwaukee? If yes, I stay. If no, I go to free agency. And then the free agency team I go to will not have to give up their entire franchise to get me.
But do you waste 2 years? Do you waste 2 years trying to figure that out?
But you likely can enter free agency on a championship-ready team immediately.
Or you can get traded now to a team that makes you an immediate championship. So your championship
and opens up your legacy, as you mentioned, that could grow not in Milwaukee.
I will say worse for the Bucks is Giannis waiting, because then you get nothing back.
Can I just tell you guys, the only reason we're having this conversation about Giannis staying in Milwaukee is because we are Milwaukee Bucks fans. We're here local. If you're not a fan of the Milwaukee Bucks and you look at this roster, you look at the situation, you look at Dame being hurt, you'd be an idiot to say Giannis should stay. I'm just telling you this right now.
You'd love to see Giannis.
Our loyalty and attachment to the Milwaukee Bucks is the only reason we're rationalizing him staying. If this was another player on a different team, we'll be saying, man, he got to get the hell up out of there. We would be saying
true.
That.
You're saying if this exact same situation was happening in Utah or Miami or wherever, but because it's here, we're blind.
There was a time where Kobe was going to leave the Lakers potentially because the Lakers sucked. They didn't build a good enough roster around him for like a year or two.
Was that about the end of his career?
No, that was in the middle of his career.
Where are we at in like a grief stage, even though nothing's actually happened?
I'm not grieving anything until I hear anything definitively coming from Giannis or his camp. I don't care about all these reports of I think or I've heard. No. Until we hear from a source, a legitimate source that says, according to my sources, Giannis told them or Giannis's camp told him. Now, I don't want none of that when I'm hearing from he say, she say. I don't want to hear none of that when it comes to Giannis.
Translation, Kyle is in the denial stage.
What do you mean in denial?
Back in 2 minutes.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls. Right now, get 50% off your windows plus no interest and no payments for 12 months and a free entry door with your window purchase. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Save big on everything for your next painting project when you shop at Menards. Pittsburgh's premier is an interior paint and primer in one that provides excellent all-around performance in an easy-to-clean, durable finish. Save big money on Pittsburgh's premier paint now at Menards. Plus, don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Carbless ready-to-drink cocktails are here for your flawless summer. Hey, it's Brad Nortman. Drinking Carbless and watching the crew is already a win, but now that combination is about to get a whole lot better. Carbless is offering you a sweet night at the ballpark. Your chance to win 14 tickets with food and drinks included to the July 26th game is just one shopping trip away. From now until the end of May, head to your local retailer and scan the QR code to register for your chance to win this amazing prize. A flawless summer night at the ballpark awaits.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
I feel like Kyle Wallace has probably done the best job describing exactly how I feel about the situation with Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks.
Moi?
No
praise for me.
No name chimed in on YouTube and said the same thing, and I was like, I know. Kyle's saying everything that my protected heart is unable to say.
Am I cooking right now?
All right.
Sizzling?
I wish I never would have.
Now he's floating.
Now
I think Kyle's onto something.
Kyle's onto something. I regret.
Cooking in the kitchen. Y'all don't know that song?
No,
I'm blowing money fast.
I think I know that song.
I'm in love.
Coco.
Yeah, there we go.
Very
Coca-Cola.
good. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stro running the show. The roster sucks. They have no cap space until next year. They have no draft picks. Damian Lillard's hurt. Doc Rivers is the coach.
So these are the cons? This is what he's diving right in?
The cons are easy to lay out. You can lay them out in a second.
Yeah, they're not great.
It sucks.
And my thing is, like, we know Giannis
This pros and cons list is lopsided is what it is. The only thing that's keeping Giannis with the Bucks right now is loyalty.
But my question is, like, loyalty, that means a lot to Giannis.
A ton.
But like, think about the most competitive person in your life. KBN Nation, whoever that is, you guys think about it. Giannis is 100 times more competitive than that guy.
Yeah,
Giannis is a freak competitor. So he's just going to turn off that competitive part of his brain and his heart for loyalty, taking the court with a team he knows he can't win a championship with.
Which he's kind of already doing right now.
He is.
And it
That would drive me crazy if I was him.
Do y'all understand how sad it is? We all watch it. How sad it is to see Giannis give it his all. I mean,
He's got a bunch of bums around him. I feel bad for his
and
ass.
he just be sitting on the bench. He got to watch these cats dance around and move around. All he can do is just sit there and look at his team like, dang. There's nothing we can do. I've tried. Like, he literally tried his best. He put the team on his back. He did the best he could, and it still ended in failure results. I'm just saying.
I know you're just saying. That's why what you said just got me to where I am, because I've been sitting here for an hour telling myself that everything's good. Look, he still may come back, and he would just be the greatest person in the world. Because like Brad said right there, which is perfect, he is more competitive than anyone I've ever seen. The guy gives it all. He gets back up every time. He plays through anything. His knee bent backwards, came back for the final. I mean, the guy is amazing. He's loyal. He's one of the best players in the league. He doesn't complain. He's built different. He's been loyal. He doesn't make friends with anybody. He goes about his business. He trains. He's a family man. The guy's amazing. Yet he goes out there with Damian Lillard hurt. And even when Dame hurt, they did kind of still not play that well. But he's going out there and he's giving it his all, and it's like, look at all these guys around. AJ Green's passing the ball in between Gary Trent's legs, and he's like, this is how I'm going out with these guys.
Could you imagine after working your butt off in game one and going to look at the stat sheet and seeing Torian Prince and Kyle Kuzma's stat sheet? Like, bro, like, did they...
Or just their names on your team that's trying to win a championship.
And like, it's one thing, I'm not saying that like there's a right way to play the game of basketball, but if you are still competitive, but like, I'm just going to shoot the ball and play lax defense, that's not Giannis. Like, he takes a physical beating because it's the only way to even try to slow him down. So not only is he putting it all on the court, he is legitimately going to battle physically, knowing that there's bums behind him, and he's still doing it.
And you two are elite athletes, and a lot of you all listening are probably good athletes when you were young or something like that. And so most of us been in a situation where we've probably been like the best kid on a losing team before. You just look around, you just want to cry. You want to cry like, dog, we lost again. I scored all these points. I scored 30 points, and we still
not just points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists this guy's bringing to the table.
Literally, all know how much it sucks to lose, but imagine putting it all out there and looking around saying, dang, we still getting 20 ball? Like,
I'm laughing in sadness right now.
It's sad. It's sad. Because even like Giannis
and they didn't catch any breaks. Vent session. 2019, sure. That sucked, but there are levels to becoming a champion. And 2019 propelled them in learning lessons when they were down 2-0. They were down 2-0 twice. They were down 2-0 to the Brooklyn Nets in this Eastern semis. They were down 2-0 in the NBA Finals and won 4 straight against the Phoenix Suns. That was amazing. So you could talk about building blocks. Did 19 suck against the Raptors when up 2-0? Absolutely. 2020 bubble, weird year. We throw that out. 2021 championship. Then 2022, Chris, I'm at the game. He slips on the right corner. I'm like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Chris slips. Then the next year, Giannis tweaks his back. And was that 2023?
Yep, 23.
And then 24, he had the soleus.
Meanwhile, Dame's hobbling around like a decoy out there while
And
Chris
then
Middleton with those bum knees is somehow hitting threes from 30 feet away to send it to overtime against the Pacers. Then this year, Dame has popped Achilles, and Giannis is playing with who? These guys? Yeah. Kyle Kuzma?
It's outside of that Kuzma. Outside of that 21 year, it is something of a cursed journey for the Milwaukee Bucks, because 19 they were the best team in the NBA, and they went on to then to play a hobbled Golden State Warriors. That should have been one of many titles. 2020 best team in the NBA. And then hello COVID, and you're in the bubble. If it was a normal year, I truly believe they would have rolled on to win. Cursed.
Make a documentary.
I mean, how often?
What could have been?
And how can you can't tell Giannis these excuses for so long? Because at a certain point, you just need a fresh start.
You're like, what more do I have to do, man? I'm giving him my all every day.
You're legitimately cursed.
I'm icing myself 10 times a day so I can give you my all and still not be good enough.
And it was during Giannis's best years, too. I mean, he has more years ahead of him, but
he's doing more statistically now than he was even back then. And back then, he was the best player in the NBA.
He's not. He hasn't said he's left. This is just the reason why.
Painful.
It's just painful. And the reason why we're at a point where Giannis, quote unquote, is open-minded, whether you believe it or not, is he should, look, let's call it what it is. He should be open-minded based off everything we just talked about.
Yeah.
In that short 5 minutes that we just went around 2019 through 2024, at some point you're just like, damn, man. Damn.
Yeah, and that's why if this did happen, I couldn't blame him for a second. He has never, ever, ever mailed it in. He's always been loyal. He's always chose city and team over self. And at some point, you look at what the future looks like, and you have to start thinking about legacy, your competitive drive. So, like, I would never blame him, right? When these other, like, when, Favre leaves or Rodgers leaves or whoever, like Kareem leaves, there's part of you that's like, man, you're doing us wrong. I couldn't feel that way about Giannis. We could literally ask nothing more from him.
I hope John Horst and the Bucks organization has a plan. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Is that when Giannis meets with his team,
But we just talked about it. What's the plan, Stan?
Listen, I don't get paid the money Horst does. He just got an extension, and so Horst better have a plan of action on how to actually show some sustainability. Not some Jay Crowder for this year, not some, Torian Prince for this year, not some Malik Beasley for this year, but actually a concrete plan of saying we're going to build around you, and we're going to add these different pieces that can be with you for years to come.
800-990-3776. This turned into not talking about Giannis's future, but reliving the sad curses of the Milwaukee Bucks from 2019 on. Jason Wilde joins us next. I got to shift gears.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
And make sure everyone's tuning in when we do this, because y'all's faces are going to be like,
it better be sweet.
If you think I'm going to act like that for oatmeal, you're outside your damn
You've never
mind.
had Brad Nortman's oatmeal.
It's not Quaker, is
had
it?
chocolate chip pancakes with butter
organic.
and syrup that made me go, oh, baby, oatmeal ain't going to do that.
You'll be surprised. I'm going to do a variety.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Northbound on 43, backing up from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up towards Keefe. The southbound side just slow from Capitol Drive down to about Burleigh. Southbound 41, a hefty ride from before Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive. The northbound side is backing up from north of Watertown Plank Road all the way up past Capitol. And then westbound 94, a little bit of a backup coming out of the Marquette, and then back on the brakes from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a few showers later on, a low of 52. Then tomorrow, scattered showers, mostly cloudy with a high of 65 at the lake, 74 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Laziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there
she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Discover an unreal treasure this May at Potawatomi. Don't miss your chance to win a share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Unreal treasures this May at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Your win is waiting. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Truck drivers, the job you have today might not be the one you want tomorrow, and that's okay. At Schneider, our transfer team is here to help you if you decide the job you picked isn't the right fit, or if you come across life changes that require a different schedule or home time. Last year, nearly 2,000 Schneider drivers transferred to different opportunities at the company that better met their lifestyle. Find the driving job that fits yours and your family's needs. Apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey Bucks fans, enjoy Michelob Ultra at Club Paragon Greenfield, Deer Camp, Milwaukee, Kelly's Bleachers Big Bend, New Berlin Ale House, and Stenny's Milwaukee. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Awarded Best of Weddings 2023 by The Knot, the Bog is much more than world-class golf. Our clubhouse ballroom offers floor-to-ceiling windows and a breathtaking full-wall fireplace. Our barn venue was inspired by the on-site barn at Hole 6, built in the 1800s. 2 outdoor ceremony sites and a variety of personalized options. Our venues are perfect for family get-togethers, weddings, showers, graduation parties, or any event you are hosting. Call The Bog at 262-292-0740 or visit thebarnofthebog.com.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. The Wolf of Wall Street was on the other day when I was flipping through channel. Great family film.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I'm a naturally inquisitive person.
Holding everybody accountable.
If you feel better about that, I'm happy to do so.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Joining us on Kyle Brust and Nortman, you heard the big voice guy. His name is Jason Wilde. You can listen to him on Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these very stations. Jason, how are you?
Good, guys. How are you?
We were reliving some of the past years of the Milwaukee Bucks and the unfortunate bounces and injuries and breaks that happened to them. Now they have a championship, and obviously there was a report this morning from Shams Charania of open-mindedness. I guess my question to you is, you've covered some players that have had long tenures on the Green Bay Packers. Did you ever notice that there was a shift in their mindset of what was most important to them, loyalty versus success?
Yeah, I think the NFL is so different, right? Like very few players, other than I suppose quarterbacks. No one really cares what their mindset is, right? No one really cares if do you want to play here or not? Oh, well, we don't really care that much. You're under contract, and we'll cut you when we want to, but we don't want you trying to dictate anything. And so when I look at my time covering, like Charles Woodson, for example, Charles Woodson led them to a championship. He would have been willing to take a pay cut from Ted in February of 2013 to stay, and Ted didn't even offer him one. He just said, we're going to move on. So it's just a different dynamic with the Packers. And again, I don't know Giannis at all. You know, I certainly have some good friends that work in the Bucks organization, that I care about them and I want them to have a team that's successful. And, we have their games on our air, both in Milwaukee and on the flagship 620 WTMJ and in Madison. I just, I don't know what to make of that report today, other than I don't know who Shams' sources are. And it seems like if you wanted to create some attention for the lottery and teams are hoping that he is open-minded, then getting this out there and creating a buzz makes sense. But again, I don't know Giannis. I don't know his agent. I don't know if they would be the ones to put this out there or not, but it certainly caused waves in our town, that's for sure.
Jason, amidst all this Giannis headlines, the Green Bay Packers assistant coaches did speak today. Was there anything that jumped out from any of the assistant coaches that you thought, that's interesting, as they kind of come back from an offseason with a new-look team?
Yeah, Adam Stenovich confirmed that Elton Jenkins isn't at the offseason program, so all those people that thought I was stirring up drama for no reason, I'll be happy to accept your apology.
Wait a minute. Why is he not there, Jason? Can you elaborate on what's going on?
I don't know. Steno would not tell us, but it doesn't. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes or what's the show you guys are watching now? The Rookie. Have you seen The Rookie on ABC? Paul and Sid are really into that, so you don't have to be an investigative police officer.
Wait, did you just put us in the same category as the kids?
No, I was trying to use people that would do investigating.
Is
and are
that the
good
show
at it.
where they sing about cutie cops?
I don't think so. No, it's about like this middle-aged guy who was like working construction, and then he goes into being a cop. He was the guy that was on that show Castle before this. I haven't watched it, but it's on reruns too. I'm told it's very good. Anyway. You don't have to be a great investigator to figure out that Elton has 2 years left on his contract. He would probably like some, and he's looking for his contract to be adjusted. I don't know that for certain, but I think that's a pretty reasonable guess.
Oh, after we did all this signing of Aaron Banks and the excitement of him moving to center, now we got to deal with this. I'm sure they would get this all figured out. But, Jason, I do want to know. I know we've had this conversation over and over, but I just want to clarify. Why is it that the Packers can't call on Trey Hendrickson? I'm just so confused about why they can't do it or why they won't do it.
Can't do – well, all right, first of all, I would think a common man like yourself would side with Elton Jenkins and say, hey, this is my chance to have some leverage, get some security from a team that doesn't like having 30-year-old players on the roster, and I'm turning 30 this year. I would think you'd be pro Elton.
No, I'm pro Elton. I'm talking about Trey Hendrickson and why the Green Bay Packers refused to keep.
No, I know.
Uh-huh.
I was going back to what you were saying earlier, but now we got to deal with Elton Jenkins. Well, yeah.
No,
but Kyle, you said you used a certain adjective to talk about Jordan Love last year, holding out.
Selfish.
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna wait to Elton until we get to training camp. If Elton's holding out at that point, then I'll throw that S word around there for Elton. But I know Elton, he might have a little bit of a temper, so I don't know if I want to mess with Elton based off what happened at the club this past weekend.
Yeah, well, judging from his tweet, which was just a baseball cap, I think he believes that there was some inaccuracy in that reporting. But to your question about Trey Hendrickson, I don't know what the situation is with the Bengals, if they have given him and his agent the freedom to seek a trade, but we don't know if the Packers have inquired. The fact of the matter is he's already 30 years old, and what he wants from the Bengals is a large contract with a bunch of guaranteed money, and I just don't think Goody's interested in that, even though Kyle Wallace is interested in that.
But wouldn't that be interested in trying to put the best potential product on the field to win a championship? I guess that's where my frustration lies, is that I understand that you don't want to handicap yourself, but sometimes if you win a championship, it's all worth it, isn't it, Jason?
Yeah, if you go all in, yeah. Look, you're preaching to the choir. I think, they obviously believe that Rashawn Gary and LVN and the two rookies they drafted, Barron Sorrell and Colin Oliver, and Kingsley, JJ, Enigbare. They think they've got the horses on the edge, and they probably feel like they don't have to overpay, not only in trade compensation of a draft pick, but also the big bucks to get Trey Hendrickson. Now, again, I can't say for certain that they haven't kicked the tires on that idea. I don't know if they've called the Bengals and asked about his availability. I know that Trey Hendrickson, as I'm sure this is what prompted the question, posted that thing on Twitter, or he gave that statement to ESPN about how there have been no talks, and that's because of the team, not because of him. So I don't know how that'll ultimately resolve itself. But again, I am pro player on that. You only have so long to get what you deserve. And if I'm him and I've led the league in sacks and had 17 sacks each of the last 2 years, I think I probably deserve an improved contract, just like TJ Watt feels that he deserves a new contract.
That's another one. Boy,
I'd take him. I'd take TJ.
Fences there.
Kyle, don't get all excited now. Don't get all simmer down over there.
Are you going to pay them?
Yeah,
are you going to pay them?
Pay them what they're
that's
worth.
Part of the equation.
Yeah, you're not Goody. And I guess I want to bring that back to Goody, right? He seems to have a strategy in which he's building a team upon. I believe Rob Domofsky wrote the article about this, 3 to 5 year championship window. What year are they in that window? And what year do you feel like it's most likely trending towards, like, it will be like, yeah, this team is, ripe to win a championship? Because I know you're not big into the odds and whatnot, but they're plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl, plus 2,200 in some places out of the state. That's not when they won the championship. I think they were 4-1 and 9-1 over the last two championships. And so what more do they have to do, in your opinion? Or is Goody got to change what he does, or is we just got to see him play it out?
So, first of all, I find it funny that Goody, in that story that Rob wrote, said he doesn't believe in windows. It's kind of like that whole
RAS score
question I asked him about the RAS score. Like, we don't use those. We use something similar. Okay, then you know what it is. We don't talk in terms of championship windows, but we have a 3 to 5 year plan. Okay, that sounds to me like a window. However you want to. Okay, you don't want to pay royalties to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you want to call it a plan? Hey, go for it, man. But if I was, I'd say you're doing the same thing that Gina Dell is doing, and that's having a window. So if I'm Goody and I believe in that window or that plan or whatever you want to call it, then I'm saying it's year 3. It's year 3 with my starting quarterback. It's year 3 with some of my top wide receivers. It's year 3 with a bunch of other some of them year 4 with a bunch of crucial players. And so the youngest team in the league thing is maturing now to the point where these guys should be studs. And so my plan is for us to be, I'm telling you as Goody here, not referring to the Packers as us. My plan is for us to be competing, for a chance to make the Super Bowl. And then the next 2 years, my expectation is that we're in the Super Bowl. That would, again, taking Rob's story and the way it was presented by Rob, that's the way I would view it.
Do you believe in the plan?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to result. Again, Homer, you guys, we were all involved in this last.
Yes, we were.
Homer calling people idiots for voting that they could win the Super Bowl this year. I don't think you're an idiot if you believe that. I just think you're probably going to be wrong, and that's the reality of the NFL. It's really hard, and a lot of things have to fall your way to make it happen.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Oh.
Well, you're entitled to think that.
That was from left field.
Is this the song Jason's jamming out to?
That's from The Rookie. Cop Cutie. I was right.
Cop Cutie.
So you wanted to end Jason's segment to go to basketball practice, proving that you were right to Jason.
Arrest me, but make it sexy is a line in the song, yes.
Jason, why do you put up with Alex Stro?
What a line.
he's one of our rising stars. So talent outs. But yeah, I don't know the theme. I haven't watched the show, but the way you presented it, in fairness, you made it sound like it was a musical.
I thought it might have been like a nursery rhyme as well, Jason.
Right, they're singing as they arrest you. You have the right to remain silent.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw you in the back of the squad. Like, come on.
Arrest me, but make it sexy.
Jason, have a great practice.
All right, I don't know how much golf these kids learned, but they did earn ice cream last week, so I'm happy to be delivering
golf?
That. Yeah, it's a golf practice. Yeah, I know. Shocking.
What?
I'm not the head coach. They have a great coach who needed a little bit of help, and so
do you
he
golf,
asked
Jason?
me if I'd be willing to help. Once upon a time, I don't like to brag, but I was a decent golfer.
Oh, cool. What was the lowest handicap you had?
I think I was a 10 at my best.
It's pretty good.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was literally 25 years ago.
Earring Jason era?
No, it was definitely the earring had been removed, thankfully.
All right. Well, have fun at golf practice. I never thought I'd be saying that. All right, Jason.
4.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Nailed it, Kyle. Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stroh running the show. What's going on over here?
Okay, so I typed in, this can't be the song you're talking about. Cop Cuties.
Is Cuted on duty? Yeah.
No, is the song by Izzo?
I don't know who it's by.
These lyrics are hilarious.
Read me some.
Are you going to tease me or tase me?
Are you sure this is the right show?
What show is Jason's kids and his wife watching?
This song is by Xander Howard.
Okay, I'm going to say the song.
This song sounds like where Elton Jenkins wanted to be.
HBO late night.
Is that the song?
I don't think this is the song.
You have the lyrics.
No, arrest me, but make it sexy. It is in the song.
Turn it off! Turn it off! It's bad! Don't tease me, just tease me. Is this kid friendly?
Cop Cutie, feeling on Tootie.
All right, Kyle.
That's what they say.
I know. You're dancing
hilarious.
to it.
This is a good song. Put that in my rotation. When we bump music, I like that one.
I don't know what I did.
More next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
I'm about being young, wild, and free.
No, you're not.
You're
not young, wild, and free.
Yeah, I am young.
You're not that.
I am
Every time I ask you to do something, I check with a girlfriend.
Wait, why are you taking why are you going personal? Why you gotta talk about business? I can still be free with a lady.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Well, we got delays northbound 43, basically coming out of the Marquette interchange all the way up to Keefe. On the southbound side, slowing from Capitol Drive down past Locust. Back on the brakes, heading through the Marquette all the way over the high-rise bridge down to the KK River. And then on northbound 41, we've got a little bit of a backup there at Watertown Plank Road. We've got the left shoulder blocked with a broken-down vehicle. Those delays basically continue all the way up past Capitol Drive up to Hampton. Southbound slowing down from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Partly cloudy, a few showers later on, a low of 52. Tomorrow, scattered showers, mostly cloudy, a high of 65 at the lake, 74 inland. Weather's brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you. Growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you. Buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you. Building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
To be labeled as bourbon, a whiskey must be distilled from a mash that is at least 51% made of this grain.
What is corn?
Correct.
I'll take liquor for 800.
A cocktail of rum, grapefruit juice, lime juice, simple syrup, and maraschino liqueur is a daiquiri named for this American author.
Who is Ernest Hemingway?
Correct again, Marie. You're on a roll.
Liquor for 1,000, Ken.
Taking a shot of whiskey and immediately chugging a beer is a quote-unquote recipe for this drink, named because it was once served to workers ending their shifts.
What is a Boilermaker?
Unbelievable. Where can you find the best variety of beer, wine, and liquor?
Well, Ken, I am from Discount Liquor, where we have an encyclopedia-like knowledge of all things alcohol. We've been a family-owned and operated business since 1960, and we've all grown up with alcohol as a second language. Our business has literally served multiple generations of Wisconsinites. In Milwaukee, on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha, on Main and Barstow.
Discount Liquor.
Two Wisconsin icons are teaming up on a reworked classic. Cousin Subs and U-Zingers are proud to introduce the all-new Fried Bologna Sub, featuring U-Zingers fried bologna, bacon, American cheese, onions, pickles, mayo, and mustard on fresh-baked Italian bread. And that's not all. Pair your fried bologna with a creamy cupcake shake topped with whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles. Now that's a better combination. Order both in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Anxiety, keep on trying me. I feel it quietly, trying to silence me. Yeah, my anxiety can't shake it off of me.
Check out the Princeton Club in the 8 Madison area locations or New Berlin for a better tomorrow. Got the group text going for the bachelor party.
Yo, getting close, huh?
Doing the post-bachelor party weigh-in to the wedding day weigh-in. Gonna have to grind, baby. I won't be looking my best. And to look my best, I know exactly where to go. That is the Princeton Club for my better tomorrow. No goal is too small or too big. They provide everything you need to be successful, including by having free childcare with the membership, and they're open 24/7. Have that strong body with a strong mind and help have a strong community at the Princeton Club for a better tomorrow. Speaking of strong body and strong mind, feeling like a man today.
Oh, look at you.
Cool. Why are you feeling like a man today?
I'm the man of the house, Kyle.
Oh, wow. What did you do this weekend?
Stro, I don't know if you have it in the archives, but, there's some woodpecker holes that came through the Brust household. A lot of holes. Now, I did it with help, I
know you didn't do it solo.
Yeah. Well, no, I did all the manual labor myself. But
what does that mean, manual labor?
I called Daddy.
Okay.
Oh, Daddy, help! And then I sent him a video after he left and helped me for 3 hours that my air conditioning might have something going on.
Oh,
but
no.
anyways, yes, got to get that fixed before it gets really hot.
You got to get the what's called. You got to get the homeowner's insurance.
Oh, I got that.
Warranty.
On the AC?
Yeah, they'll fix that right up. It's worth it.
Well, there was holes, as you can see on YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison on YouTube. And the woodpecker, for the listening audience, it looked like it was a drive-by. Somebody came by my house and just
oh my God,
lit up the siding. That's what that woodpecker was doing.
What it was.
And so we got...
Hold on, one more time. What was that, Kyle?
I got the concrete, mixed it all up, went on a 13-foot ladder to the top of my house.
Oh, wow.
13-foot ladder.
That's high, man.
I'd be shaking up
That's
there.
higher than the basketball court.
I felt so empowered.
You didn't feel scared?
No, not scared.
Strapped in.
Be
somewhere?
honest.
You had the harness on?
Honesty, Ben.
Who was holding it? I know your dad wasn't holding it.
No, he was holding the bottom.
Was he?
With his foot.
You trust that?
That's my dad.
I mean, I know your dad. You're old. That's like my dad trying to hold something. I saw my dad walking. He almost tripped and fell.
The only thing that made me nervous was when I was up there and I looked down. Not that I was scared of how far it was, but that my dad wasn't really looking up at me.
Yeah, I'm
so like
paying attention.
Like if I fell, like as a dad instinct, I'm sure he might try to put his body out in front of me.
The hell he would. Your
No.
dad, listen, no,
the hell he would. He's lived a good life.
It's like a Kyle Wallace
He's
splat.
lived a good life. I would have splatted for sure. 13 feet up
Splat
there.
like the roller coaster.
Ain't no
It
way
would have
in
been
the world.
splat. It would have been crack. I mean, and maybe
Crack, snap, crackle, pop.
13 feet, though.
That's
on grass.
You probably don't. Yeah, you
13
probably
feet
don't
on
die.
grass. I don't know if I die.
Yeah, you break some legs. Maybe you'd finally stop playing basketball.
But I had to mold it into the same way the siding was before. I think I gotta send you guys some pictures because
I didn't know you put cement in that. So does it break off the beak of the
you did
woodpeckers?
cement?
like it's a cement. Yeah,
Like
so-
a mixture.
a mixture, and then I can spray paint the color of.
So did
my
you make
home.
you made the right angle? You made it flat and everything?
I did it all with my hands, so it's not exactly. It's not exactly.
it's
No, I
just
mean,
like
no.
blades.
I have the tool thing. I think they call.
yeah,
What do
yeah.
they call that?
Oh, I don't know.
Smoothing out thing. I know the little
A
gray
smoothing
thing.
out thing. I'm sure that's
I know
not
what
what they
you-
call
I know
it.
It's with a V.
I know what you're talking about. The grader.
It's not a grater.
It's like thin.
Yeah,
It's
little
metal.
and it's silver. Yeah.
Yeah, with a sharp edge.
Yeah, and it goes, yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Any painters out there? What's the thing you use to smooth it?
Ben, can I ask you a question?
We sound so dumb.
What? Yeah, well, we're all not.
That's why I call
handsy, man.
Daddy.
Can I ask? So, what's going to keep the woodpecker from just going to a different spot?
Or the same.
Well, the same. They're gonna hurt their beak on that concrete.
2 inches above it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Man of the house. Man of the house has all the tools to take care of it now.
Oh.
Well.
The holes.
send a
The holes
message.
were easy. It was the big. It was the area.
So you so
The holes. The holes I could just fill and smooth out with my finger.
So you like a Christmas story? Did you get that BB for Christmas?
How did you say?
I'm not going to say that on
How
air. The
did you
DNR might be listening. It's a protected species, that woodpecker.
So you made like the cement mixture to fill in the holes. How did you say you were going to match the paint? Did you say spray paint?
Spray paint.
No, you're not spray painting your house.
I don't think that matches
Get
the
a
paint.
My
brush
dad-
and do it right.
Yeah.
You can't spray paint your home.
Hopefully they're
What
not.
do you mean I can't spray paint my home? I have the bottle.
Hopefully when you sell your home,
You do
the
it with normal
listener
paint.
is not a buyer. That is, yeah. That's not. It's not going to look the
I've
same.
never heard of someone spray painting the outside of their home for patchwork.
Sounds like a
painting.
jackleg job. That's what it sounds like to me.
A trowel.
A trowel.
Trowel.
A
Thank
trowel.
you, Lewis.
So
Thank you.
smart, KBN Nation.
I had a trowel up there.
We are pathetic.
Yo.
Did you ever go to a hardware store and try to explain what you're looking for, and they just look at you like you're dumb?
Yes.
Like, I mean, that happens all the time.
Yeah, I just pay people. I ain't got time for it.
That's why I had to call my dad.
Yeah, I used to try to fix stuff, and then I put a hole in my damn wall.
How'd that happen?
I let the ladies encourage me to do something I knew dang well I should.
I can't wait to drive home tomorrow though and send Strofe this picture of my trough skills.
I'm excited.
So we can put it side by side to the woodpecker holes to my job.
Does it look like a child was playing around with Play-Doh?
Wow. I don't know if I can describe it any better.
It's that bad, huh?
Well,
Guess
I
it
don't
saved you
know.
some money.
It doesn't sound good.
I don't know. Let's let the picture tell the story.
Well, you're not really vouching for yourself. very
Man,
well.
the maintenance Mike chimes in. Trowel is what it's called.
Thank you, maintenance Mike.
Hey, maintenance Mike, I think Ben has a job for you.
Yeah, he needs some help. He's going to spray paint his home. I still can't get over
My dad
that.
said spray the bottom of the house to make sure it looks like it's close enough
It
first.
matches.
You don't have...
Man in the house, 13 feet on the ladder. Can I get it a hell
I mean,
yeah?
that's impressive. That's impressive.
I give you credit. I wish my house was 13 feet high.
What do you got, a ranch?
Yeah, just a little thing. But you know, I'm
So that's
blue
why
collar,
he hasn't invited us.
blue collar hard
The
worker.
Wallace Ranch, the Brust household, and the Nortman Estate, and the Strofe 2-bed.
It goes underground.
Drove too bad.
Mine goes underground, too.
That's all I got for you, fellas.
Yes. Okay, I get it. It's a trowel, everyone. I get it. I get it. It's a trowel.
Do you think they...
Where'd you get the trowel from?
My dad.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So your dad's the man of the house.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything.
I went on the ladder and I did all the sculpting.
Congratulations. It took you 8 months.
Sculpting.
You did go on the ladder.
I can't believe you let sculpting go. Wait till you see the pictures of this thing. I ain't sculpt anything. Ever. I am not Da Vinci when it comes to siding. I can tell you that much.
I think you could have just finished the sentence and I'm not Da Vinci.
I think Da Vinci was a painter. Michelangelo was the sculptor.
I don't know that we needed a clarification. He's not Da Vinci or Leonardo or any of the Ninja Turtles. Okay,
He's
not
nothing of an
Splinter
artist.
either.
Thank you, Lasagna. Hell yeah, Ben. Thank you. I'm looking for some love here for getting on the ladder. I tried. At least I tried.
You did.
I said I would just pay somebody, so I give you a lot of credit.
Now, I know why, that if I became handy, you save a lot more money by not paying people.
Do you just become handy? Or is that something you're born with?
Nah, our generation's trash.
Yeah, our generation's trash.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, Stro. Yeah, right.
You're worse off.
I was hanging shelves and frames, and I hung a tension rod, 11 feet long this weekend. I was working, baby.
If you could,
the way you just said I was working, baby, is exactly what we need to know that you're not handy.
You should see this apartment. It's a beautiful shape.
All of our and we're in our mid-30s.
Yeah, you're old.
All of our parents have to be ashamed of us.
No, my dad should be very ashamed. You know what makes me so mad is that man can hang a ceiling fan, and I'm just too afraid to touch it from getting electrocuted. I'm like, dang.
Well, you turn off the power source.
Flip the switch.
No,
yeah.
I'm okay. I understand that, but I'm afraid of doing the stuff
You're
wrong.
afraid of roller coasters, electricity.
Yeah.
What else can we add to the list?
Anything that has to deal with pain and death, I'm past that.
Now, Colin, that was mean.
Death.
That was mean, Colin.
What did he say about you?
You can't repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be translated?
I would prefer if we didn't.
I think I'm going to pass.
Oh, wow. Colin, that's so disrespectful.
KBN off-air conversation.
Don't disrespect my man like that.
Colin, I'm trying, man.
The problem is, I think you're right. I don't think you're born with it. I think you got to be, brought up in it, right? To be handy. The problem is, you can only do that with trial and error. There's going to be a lot of error on our own homes.
Yeah.
So why would you do err?
Yeah, if I paid,
that's a great point.
If I paid $20,000 for a home back in 1980s, I'll have some trial and error too. That ain't the case.
Lasagna in Milwaukee, you have a millennials that aren't handy conversation?
Yeah, I do. I'm a millennial. I'm in my mid-30s. I own my own home, and I give Ben a lot of credit, even though through the text line I give Ben a lot of grief. You kind of become handy.
Well, somehow his call dropped.
Hey!
We do it.
Look, Lasagna.
You just get handy.
Will this project lead to me being more handy?
Absolutely. Yeah, you stack them a little bit. You grab your trowel, and you smushed it into your house.
Hell
now
yeah!
You can do drywall.
Hell yeah! Drywall. Here I come.
Wow.
Speaking of smush, what's with the name Lasagna?
Well, you guys don't know? You guys help me pick it out. It's what I know you guys don't like doing promotion, but I happen to know this guy very well that makes it for the city of Milwaukee, and they sell it every October.
Lasagna for the city of Milwaukee.
We helped you pick that out.
What are you talking about?
Lasagna. Text in more context.
I'm more confused than pre-question.
I love lasagna. I would have remembered the conversation. I'm like Garfield.
Lasagna was our Mother's Day meal. 1 chicken and two Italian sausage. Delicious.
Everything about what you eat sounds so
I didn't make it. My aunts all made it.
Whoa. I got to hit something on the other side here because this is from Stevie, and I don't know. We might have to call Stevie out and make sure everything's going okay in his household coming up next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
You said they are a reflection of their head coach.
Yes, he's soft, as he proved with you by signing that damn jersey you had on. You think Campbell would have signed that jersey?
on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Your chance to spend an afternoon on the links with ESPN Milwaukee is just a tap away. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open happens July 15th at the Ball Golf Course, and we're inviting a lucky ESPN Milwaukee fan and 3 guests. Hang out with your favorite ESPN Milwaukee hosts, play around at one of Wisconsin's most popular courses, and enjoy food and drinks throughout the day. Open up the contest tab in the ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to win this fan foursome with ESPN Milwaukee.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk about Carbless and their refreshing flavors all the time. One of my favorites is watermelon, and Carbless just dropped the Watermelon Vodka Cocktail 4-pack. Perfect for chilling, grilling, or game day thrills. You know the drill. 0 sugar, unlimited flavor. Enjoy clean, crisp refreshment without the guilt. That's what Carbless does. Find the new Watermelon 4-packs wherever you get your Carbless. Crack open the taste of summer and get your bliss on.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit BigFishContracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a must-play every golf season. Wild Rock Golf features championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Wild Rock, a Herdston Fry masterpiece that's cut from the natural beauty of the Wisconsin Dells and offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes. Wild Rock presents spectacular greens that roll fast and true. Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a unique gem that offers a challenge to avid golfers of all abilities. Book your tee time today for this must-play at wildrockgolf.com, wildrockgolf.com.
Are you dreaming about summer in your backyard yet? Landworks handles projects of all sizes. From a cozy pocket patio lush with greenery to a grand outdoor hosting space and everything in between. Locally owned and operated, Landworks prides themselves on exceptional customer service and a personal approach to all of your landscaping needs. The Landworks team of experts will work closely with you, making your property shine all year. Experience the Landworks difference. Visit landworkswisconsin.com. That's landworkswisconsin.com.
Bandana? Check. Boots? Check. Gloves? Check. As a motorcycle rider in Wisconsin, you may go to great lengths to protect your image. Just be sure you're protecting yourself, too. Wear a Department of Transportation-approved helmet. Perform safety checks on your motorcycle. Know the traffic laws and don't take risks. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. 0 in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
You're listening to Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle Bruston Nortman with you, KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line lists more. We do know that millennials have a handyman problem. We can't fix anything. And Stevie understands that too. But I think he's taking it a step too far. Next time my dad comes up to help me with the project, I might send him to Stevie's house to make sure everything's okay.
Oh, wow.
What?
You started speaking and then said,
You did.
I'm at the edge of my seat. What is happening?
Stevie chimes in. I let my kids help me construct their bunk beds this weekend. K5 and daughter all know what a flathead is, Phillips and hex key, and how to use them. And he sent me pictures of the bunk beds. Should we be letting K5
help? Yeah, I mean, it can help. They got to learn. That's how you.
What if they missed a screw and then in the middle of the night the bunk bed comes crashing down?
You go tighten the screws.
Yeah.
And you make sure that
Stevie, did you double check everything?
I would hope so. And if something would cost.
I don't think they're like putting it up. I imagine they're not lifting anything.
I don't know. I bet he left the room and said, "Here you go, figure it out."
Good luck.
I'm gonna make the Wallace kids definitely put in their key because we all.
You don't know how to do anything.
We all gonna learn together. Hopefully, they're smarter than me.
I think.
Wait! You're gonna leave them in the room and you're gonna learn together?
I'm gonna say now. Y'all think we put this here, right? Y'all that work? Go ahead. Okay.
They're gonna be teaching you.
I hope so.
I couldn't even put together my 15-month-old daughter's slide. That's like 2 feet by 3 feet.
Oh, wow.
Was there instructions?
There was screws, so I got scared.
Oh, my gosh.
Is she okay? Is safe?
My dad helped me.
Wow. Boy, your dad takes a lot of trips up here.
Fire pit.
Seriously.
Slide.
Does your dad ever come up here and just have a relaxing weekend? No. Where there's no duties for him to do?
He only comes up here because somebody honeydew. He's a honeydew for his son.
Can you watch the kid?
What he break now?
Daddy do.
Oh, trust me.
You think he has that like when he looks at his phone and sees a text from Ben?
You know why he's the best?
Oh,
because I sent him the picture of the air conditioning machine. Oh yeah, I got a guy. He does stuff in Wisconsin. If you need him, I'll figure out if you need the Freon or the part.
Is that how it talks?
A little bit. Figure out if you need the Freon or the part. And I'm like, Freon part? Like how?
What's Freon?
Freon you have to put in there, I think.
Oh
put
God!
Freon in there.
Brad saying what's Freon is amazing.
Yeah. I just have a guy come surface it.
Yeah, they may have put.
Man, I wish I had your money. Damn.
Freon.
Yeah,
that sounds like a type of a clothing material.
No, I think
it makes sure your air conditioning's cool.
Yeah.
Lasagna takes back his drywall sign off that I'm not ready for drywall.
Man, if you could do drywall, that'd be banging.
Yes, Stevie, I assume that you didn't let them construct it. I was using you in jest to our issues.
Kyle,
in jest!
When you put a hole in your drywall, did you fix said drywall then?
No, it's still a little. It's not like a deep hole, but it's like a little.
You
round.
left it there?
We're pathetic.
Yeah,
that's sad.
The putty would have made it look worse.
Just because you hire somebody doesn't give you the opportunity
to fix some drywall holes.
Baloney.
I have. There's a kit.
Your
for that.
voice screams. I'm lying.
There's a kit for that.
Yeah, and we got some putty, but it's a little small. It's not. You can't see it through, but you can tell I started and I said, I don't like this.
Oh my God.
The NBA lotteries tonight. Sad. Will that matter for Giannis Antetokounmpo? I hope it doesn't. Find out next together in 2 minutes.
I don't remember what I read. I don't remember what they said.
Well, we got delays northbound 43, basically coming out of the Marquette interchange all the way up to Keefe. On the southbound side, slowing from Capitol Drive down past Locust. Back on the brakes, heading through the Marquette all the way over the high-rise bridge down to the KK River. And then on northbound 41, we've got a little bit of a backup there at Watertown Plank Road. We've got the left shoulder blocked with a broken-down vehicle. Those delays basically continue all the way up past Capitol Drive up to Hampton. Southbound slowing down from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Key forecast tonight. Partly cloudy, a few showers later on, a low of 52. Tomorrow, scattered showers, mostly cloudy, a high of 65 at the lake, 74 inland. Weather's brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Betty Lavida on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. May is officially the kickoff to home improvement season, and now is the time to tackle those big projects you've been putting off. Right now, during the home improvement season sale, you'll get an incredible 50% off your windows. But it gets even better. For a limited time, you'll get no interest and no payments for 12 months, and you'll receive a free entry door with your window purchase. Call 414-410-2000 or visit UniversalWindowsDirect.com to schedule your free in-home estimate today.
Hey there, Brewers fans. We've got a new way for you to watch the Brew Crew this season. FanDuel Sports Network. And now there are more ways to watch the Brewers than ever before. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream all the action. Or, new this season, Brewers Baseball is now available on Amazon Prime Video as an add-on subscription. You can also access FanDuel Sports Network through TV providers, including DirecTV, Spectrum, Xfinity, Fubo, and more. Visit GetMyHomeTeams.com to learn more.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
He is Kyle Wallace. I'm Ben Brust alongside Brad Nortman with Strophy running the show. Listen to us on the ESPN Wisconsin app or watch us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee or at ESPN Milwaukee. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. List is more. And we're going to do something unprecedented, I feel like.
What is that?
A top of the 414 hour at 4, becoming relevant.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Stroph's time to shine on KBN starts now.
I want a refund.
I say that a lot.
That's what Elton Jenkins, Packers center, said over the weekend at an Atlanta area gentleman's club.
King of Diamonds.
As TMZ reported late Saturday night, Elton Jenkins had I don't want to say a situation is probably the right word. Not an altercation. But situation in which the police were called to help kind of de-escalate the situation. It is told like this by TMZ. Elton Jenkins and company and his crew that he was with in Atlanta entered an Atlanta-based gentleman's club, arrived to the club, said, this isn't the vibe we were expecting, went back to the front of the club and said, we want our money back. First off, I've never in my life heard of anybody going to a gentleman's club asking for a refund.
That's because you don't know people that can afford things that he can afford.
Yeah, but if you can afford things that he can afford, why are you asking for a refund when you're paying for entertainment?
Because the entertainment wasn't there. He was expecting...
Well, it's not like it was closed.
I know, but he probably put down 15, 20 G's.
Wow.
Yeah, probably.
Really?
Sure.
Let me tell I'm looking at bottle service in Vegas. I've never seen bottles so expensive.
There's
not a bottle lower than $600, Brad.
And is it like standard?
That's a standard
bottle.
What?
And he has money. And he has a
and
big
so he probably
section.
reserved a big area for lots of people.
King of Diamonds is massive.
Wow.
What do you know about King of Diamonds?
Yeah, why do you know
the
that?
rappers talk about King of Diamonds.
Oh, do that.
It's the top gentleman's club, as I was told I had to say. Gentleman's club down in Atlanta. I don't usually call them gentlemen's
As
club.
I was told I had to say. Well, that's what you've been told to say. So, Kyle, Brad, you are both known very well on this program for being cheapskates.
Yeah, that's true. I am that. Cheap am I.
What is the strangest thing, like Elton Jenkins asked for a refund at a gentleman's club, Kyle, that you ever asked for a refund on?
Treadmill?
Yeah, the treadmill, that is one. I have I do a meat subscription, delivery, forget the meats and whatnot. And if there is the smallest, and I mean the smallest blemish in the meat, they refund you no problem. And you get to keep it.
So you're taking advantage of your subscription?
If the filming on it, if the plastic is even just a little bit open. Oh, it's open. Send a picture.
So Brad's taking a magnifying glass out every time he gets that subscription.
You don't know what got in there.
That's true. I do food I just got a refund from a little fast casual place. The burger had mayo on it. I didn't say I wanted mayo on it.
I
bit into it.
Good job.
I called them.
You're joking.
excuse me, if I said I wanted ketchup, mustard, pickles, grilled onions, and lettuce, and all
How
of
do
a
you
sudden I
go
had
about
mayo?
getting a refund from a fast casual?
Hello, I just ordered food from you and my burger got mayo on it. You can clearly see on the receipt it's not supposed to be mayo on it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, we'll give you a refund or a free burger. Thank you.
So you got a refund?
Gave me a free burger.
I just can't imagine going out of my way to do that.
Clothes, I get refund on clothing items.
I imagine Ben and I are wired similarly, where like if I buy a sweatshirt or something and it's too big, I'll wear it at the house. I'm not going.
Yes,
That's
you just figure it. Oh, that'll be like a campfire sweatshirt.
No,
it's gotta be forever.
It's gotta be perfect.
My fiance will wear it.
Legitimately, I don't know if I've ever asked for a refund on anything.
Oh,
other than maybe a subscription I had canceled, but they were still billing me. Like if I was wronged in the process, then I will fight it. But if I'm not wronged in the process and I am the one doing the wronging, in terms of buying something that's not the right side, etc., I'd ask for a refund.
But you're able to return it.
Yeah, you are.
Like you should be fully satisfied with your purchase.
Is Elton Jenkins a gentleman's club Karen?
No. No, he did what he's supposed to. You go there, you have certain expectations. If they don't meet your expectations, you always say, no. You know what? This is false advertising. Give my money back. Listen. We ain't gonna play this game. I can go. I'm out of here. I done did it. Matter of fact,
Kyle's built for this scenario right now.
I was, because I was raised by Mama Wallace. Let me tell you this. Maybe or maybe not recently we was out of town. And maybe or maybe not Mama Wallace booked the room. And maybe or maybe not the pictures didn't match the room. And after, it was non-refundable. And maybe or maybe not she called and said, I can't stay here. Y'all need to refund me.
And did she get the refund?
She sure did. She said, yeah.
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood.
There is
just
no
like
such
being
thing as
handy is in the blood, so is getting refunds for being cheap.
Yeah, wait a minute now. I know you ain't calling Mama Wallace cheap now. She is an illustrious, classy woman who knows what she wants. Okay?
Who's also cheap.
All right, don't get.
Okay, that was too far. Now I said mine was a joke, and then he came from the rope and then just jumped on
it.
me.
It ain't Mother's Day anymore, boys.
Oh, now he triples
so
down.
Just drag him through the mud.
You gonna drag my mama through the rug while you eating that rubbery nasty chicken yesterday? That's what you gonna do?
And now he's lashing out.
That bland lasagna.
Now he's talking about my mom.
Lash out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just saying. We're gonna talk about Mama Wallace.
My mama's better than your mama.
My mama better than everybody mama around this mud. I know that to be true.
Well, you wouldn't know truth if it hit you in the face.
That didn't make sense.
How do we feel about a 33-year-old bachelor party gentleman's club?
I'm doing that next week.
It's not.
Well, there you go.
All right, Kyle's all for it.
Treasures.
Did you talk to baby girl about it?
I did.
How'd that go?
Because she knows how I feel about him. I told her.
How do you feel about it? Because you seemed really excited just a second ago. I'm going. I can't wait.
Can we just point out Kyle has name dropped two separate gentleman clubs in different time zones?
Big gentleman clubs guy.
And they're both in different time zones.
Huge gentleman's club guy.
Well,
Kyle Wallace.
The man getting married, he's not going for the gentleman's club. He's going for the steak. They got good food. And so you get steak and thighs.
Wait, you're going to the gentleman's club for the steak?
Steak and thighs.
But there's a lot of good steak places.
Well, that's the groom wants it. The groom gets it. So I didn't know.
So you're using the groom to say that you're.
That's just sad.
Excited.
Just the groom should just say he wants to go, just to go.
I've never had food while people were dancing in front of me.
Oh, the groom had to tell his fiance.
We're going to a steakhouse.
We're going to a steakhouse.
I felt uneasy eating inside of a gentleman's club, but it's well known. It's the number one. I guess
hold
in
on,
Vegas,
Kyle. You are big on making sure your food is fresh and clean and without any kind of issue.
This is wild.
That's what I said. But they said this is what they're known for.
Are you going to eat at this establishment?
I just hope there's no glitter in my food. If it starts smelling a little bit too fruity, I'm gonna say I can send it back. I don't even want it. Refund me.
Another refund.
Rub me that refund. There's clearly glitter from Princess in my meat.
I think gentlemen's clubs are overrated. They just are.
Hold on. You asked the question.
Yeah, are you going?
How do we feel about a gentleman's club at a 33-year-old bachelor party? You are 33 years old.
Yes, I am. I have zero plans to go to a gentleman's club.
You have zero plans.
I have zero plans. And I told my fiance that. See, that's the thing. I don't know. If they do it, I'll go.
Wait, wait a minute.
Didn't you give your groomsmen any direction?
No, we already have like a plan laid out.
So
but also, I think it'd be really weird if we went to a gentleman's club with her 2 brothers and her brother-in-law.
Dog, to be honest, my dad went to a bachelor party. What kind of a bachelor party for my cousin who no longer is married? And I never forget he came. He came.
really dropping.
He came home. This was like 20 years ago. He came home and he said, "Yeah, it was good, but I don't know if he's ready to get married the way he was enjoying them dancers." And I would never forget that. That was literally that's like 2005, 2006. I'd never forget that. He was out and they got divorced.
The only reason why I would want to go is because it is really fun to watch. Everyone has one guy in the group that falls in love. And Stro would be that guy who falls in love of us 4 at a gentleman's club.
T-Pain, I'm in love with a
dancer.
I mean, vote, guys.
Stro would definitely fall.
Stro. Between the 4 of us.
He'd be a sucker.
Because he always talks about how we need more love.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a good point. We do need more love.
Hey, how much love do you need, honey?
All it takes is a little touch on his cheek and Stro would be got. Oh.
What'd you say your name was? Candy? I love candy.
And then you get the bill at the end. Wait a minute, all that talking wasn't free?
Never is. Nothing in life is free.
That's another thing. You ever been with somebody who thought that, they didn't realize what one song was? Like one song. If one song is 90 seconds and then another song come on, that's 2 songs. So you could be there in front by 5 minutes and 3-4 songs come on. That's per song. Oh, man, I've been with people arguing.
$100.
Boy, I've been with people arguing at the door saying, the hell I didn't have no 4 songs. Yeah, not me, though. I stay
Yeah,
away.
definitely not you. Doesn't sound like a personal experience at all.
I'm too cheap for it.
No dances for you?
I actually buy that.
I got it one time on my 21st birthday, and my friends paid for it.
Of course they did.
And how was that?
Oh, that's a tough question to ask him.
I don't know.
How did you like it when the dancer was dancing on you? I hated it.
I felt loved.
And we need more love.
She got me. I thought she wanted me for about 2 minutes.
Oh, so you were the one that fell in love.
I was 21. I was stupid.
Ben?
I was 21. That was years ago. I now know.
You're close to that. You're still close to that age.
Who's the one that's yelling about how much he's looking forward to Vegas? Me or Kyle?
I'm not looking forward to that part of it. Just the food.
Just the food?
You yelled the name of the place.
They got great food. I'm telling you. Look it up. What's it called? It's called Treasures Las Vegas. The steak.
I'm sure Treasures Las Vegas is out there with a billboard saying, "Hey, come for the steak."
Michelin grade.
Go to the website.
5-star Treasures
Careful
Resort.
with Googling that, Kyle.
No. Go to it. Not at work, because I did it at work one time and I didn't realize what it was. That's how I found out what it was. Kyle said, "Dog, you can't have me go to this." Yeah, I'm telling you this right now.
Oh, you thought it was a steakhouse?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think we might be giving Kyle motivation for his trip. He's going to pull an Elton Jenkins. He's going to go there. He's going to be like,
look at this.
Give me my money.
This. That's a porterhouse right there.
Right? Give me the phone.
That does look like a restaurant. The website looks like a restaurant.
Now, I will say, you can go multiple places.
That's the steakhouse. That's not the home.
Steakhouse is part
There's people spinning on a pole at the home, Kyle.
Yeah.
It was the 4th tab down.
Yeah.
Fishing for that one, huh?
Yeah. I didn't know.
Why is there glitter on that steak?
He's actually looking.
It looks delicious, does it not?
It looks like a good steak, Kyle.
Enjoy
your steak at the Gentleman's Club.
That's the only thing I'm enjoying at the Gentleman's Club.
We're gonna need to put Kyle through that T2 with graphene at Tsunami after he gets back from Vegas.
That's right. Tsunami Express Car Wash is your go-to place to make sure that your ride is clean from the inside out. State-of-the-art wash technology gives you that long-lasting, reflective shine and protection. Not only that, but it is inside out. Free vacuums, matte washers, do-it-yourself cleaning, surprise tire air, so many things that Tsunami Express offers to make sure that you have the most beautiful car driving down the street. And guess what? If you are a monthly member, like me, I'm a ceramic member, you can go as many times as you want, day after day after day. You can get unlimited washes from Tsunami Express, so you can make sure that your car is always looking top of the line. With locations all around greater Milwaukee, there is a Tsunami Express conveniently located near you, and they're continuing to expand. So if you don't have one now, in the near future, you will. You get the first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com. Spring is all about cleaning, so might as well start with your car. to make sure that it is clean, treated well, protected, and beautiful as you enter in the spring weather. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
On the Carbless Talking text line, Colin chimes in. Kyle knows a lot about gentlemen's clubs.
I listen to the rappers.
Mm-hmm. What they all say.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Student Athlete Support Fund is something I was looking at. I'm ultimately likely going to give to this College of Letters. Jeez. I was in life.
Long week.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound on 41, we got the backups basically coming in from about Good Hope Road all the way down through the Capitol Drive area. Northbound really heavy from Watertown Plank Road all the way up to Hampton. Southbound on 43, you're backing up from Capitol down past the Marquette and onto the high-rise bridge. We're back on the brakes from Lapham down to the KK River. And northbound 43 slowing down just before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up towards Keefe. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A few showers later on, a low of 52. Tomorrow, scattered showers, mostly cloudy with a high of 65 at the lake, 74 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
And now, unless there's a big boy trade coming that I don't see on the horizon, Green Bay is going to run this thing back and probably pick up an early round draft pick to add to that room.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And you hope that these other guys will emerge and can add, but I don't see them making a J.R. Ewing type change.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Men's wedding bands made from whiskey barrels and meteorites.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Summer's getting closer, and Brewers action at American Family Field is only heating up. Don't miss a Midwestern throwdown between the Brewers and the Twins, May 16th through the 18th. Get a Jedi Jackson Churio Star Wars night bauble with a special theme night ticket on the 16th. Then get here early for an exclusive Brewers cribbage board giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on the 17th. Presented by 620 WTMJ. Get tickets at Brewers.com.
Serious truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
On Thursday, May 22nd, join Sharp Literacy for the 9th annual Unwrapped Milwaukee fundraising event from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3rd Street Market Hall. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food. Top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based educational program serving thousands of urban elementary students in 47 Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine schools. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
You're listening to Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
For those who missed it earlier today, Sham Charania of ESPN reported that Giannis Antetokounmpo is allegedly open-minded to the opportunity to maybe be elsewhere. Now, that could mean a lot of different things because he said league sources, and then he referenced the Finalizing show. And we played the clip on Finalizing show many, many, many times where his personal goal is to make sure that he wins a second championship. And ultimately, when we came up with a pros and cons list of why Giannis should stay in Milwaukee or why it'd be more likely he'd leave, the pros are a lot of loyalty, a lot of legacy, but nothing to do with what the makeup of the team will be. The cons, obviously, are just a little bit deeper. You got Doc Rivers, you got Damian Lillard, you got all these different things. But Brian Windhorst broke down how things could shake out a little bit differently if the lottery shakes out differently tonight.
Two things you have to know about the Bucks when you consider a trade. Number one, the Bucks do not control their first-round pick for 5 years. That means if the Bucks are going to trade him, thinking that they're going to tank for the next 3 years and rebuild is not going to happen. They need quality players. And the other thing that you need to know is if you're going to trade Giannis to a team that's going to be a super team, getting that team's draft assets is not exciting because they're not going to be very high picks for the next few years. So you're going to look at teams that have players to trade and other teams' draft assets that they can trade besides theirs. San Antonio and Houston. San Antonio and Houston. San Antonio and Houston. Pay attention there.
San Antonio and Houston. San Antonio with a 6% chance to win the lottery. Houston with a 3-point-something% chance to win the lottery. The highest is a 14.7% chance. This is the only possible way that if something were to happen wild and the NBA rigs the lottery, that we lose Giannis.
That's it. The NBA has to rig the lottery for them to have a top 3 pick for us to trade Giannis.
Are you guys saying that there are conspiracy theories if this actually happens then?
I mean, going back to the past, LeBron to Cleveland. Come on.
I will say, the 1 year the Bucks got the first overall pick, it was Andrew Bogut.
Yeah.
It was like, man, of all the years of having the first,
but that's when
overall,
centers were actually still.
Yeah, and he was okay.
Big centers.
Yeah.
Big body
big
centers.
Australians.
Yeah, Andrew Bogut wasn't that bald. That was bad.
That was horrible.
That was horrendous. What was that?
I'm trying to eat, mate. I don't even know.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate. Andrew Bogut. Mate, he wasn't that bad, mate.
Go play a little ball.
Oh,
Brad, you're good.
You are very good, Brad.
You're very good.
Look at you.
That's all I got.
Look at you. Yeah,
I'm no Borat. But.
Yeah, but I do think it becomes more interesting and gives you more storylines if the San Antonio Spurs, who have multiple picks, different teams' picks in their pick, and also if the Houston Rockets, that I believe they have somebody else's pick as well, in Phoenix, if they end up somehow getting into the top 3, the conversation does become more interesting. And especially if you're the Bucks organization, Bucks brass, that's when you have to have a conversation about, can we build this team around Giannis? And if we cannot build this team around Giannis, do you go ahead and move on from Giannis and get a boatload of assets? I mean, you're talking about assets that go on for years. The Bucks will still be getting draft picks literally until like 2032 for Giannis Antetokounmpo. On top of that, do these teams have some players? Houston and San Antonio do have young budding talent. So if you're talking about,
I want that young budding talent with Giannis.
I know. I wish there was a way to get both.
You can't.
I mean, seriously, why can't we have young budding talent and our superstar?
Because you got Drew Holiday. Because you got Damian Lillard. You already had your moment in the sun.
But even if you didn't trade for those guys, you're picking in the upper 20s, and the odds of hitting on a superstar to pair with Giannis and building with him are still much slimmer.
Yeah, they're much slimmer. It's just unfortunate they haven't hit on anything.
So what if one of those two teams do get the first overall pick, and they have other additional picks that'll be in the lottery, and they're willing to give up a couple of their young studs?
See, I don't even want Cooper Flagg.
You know what? But it's not just Cooper Flagg. It's Cooper Flagg plus.
I get it.
Is that
Cooper could be.
The only way you do it is if Giannis.
Cooper is a young prodigy. He's been playing with Team USA. Like he practiced with them last year.
I get it.
He was cooking
when he's up for free agency, does he want to stay in Milwaukee?
I mean,
like our loyal
the
Giannis did.
Supermax helps keep him around.
He'll be around for 8 seasons, something like that. I mean,
But you talk about brand and marketability. Your brand and marketability is different if you're a local star versus someone who came overseas. And Giannis wasn't a star right away.
No, he was not.
Giannis was picked in the teens.
The perfect Milwaukee story.
It
really is.
I don't want it to end.
No, nobody wants it to end whatsoever.
I don't need Cooper Flagg coming here for 4 years then leaving. I don't need Stephon Castle and then who knows what those draft picks even turn into.
No, I mean John Horst drafting you don't trust him. But overall, I think
he got an extension.
Your best bet as an organization is to ride it till the wheels fall off because Giannis is bigger than basketball. That's what it. Honestly, you think about the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis gives you something called hope. Whether or not this team is going to win a championship or not, he can put butts in the seats. And we all know what the Bradley Center used to be. We know the Bradley Center. You can echo, echo, echo. You can hear yourself yell inside the Bradley Center because there weren't a lot of people there.
Were you season ticket holder then?
No, but season tickets were significantly less.
That was a rough experience. The Bradley Center. I mean, it was so overdue. The Pfizer Forum, that's the thing. Like, Giannis helped build that. Pfizer Forum, Deer District, that is not here without Giannis.
You can't.
Giannis built it. He didn't help build it. He built it.
He did.
And I'll say this. If the Bucks do move on from Giannis, they better get the greatest deal in NBA history where they're getting a lot of young players and they're getting a lot of draft picks of other teams and not just that team and a lot of control because the Bucks it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to rebuild this organization up. So I know one thing. You cannot mess that up. If you do decide to move on from Giannis,
rebuilds are so easy to mess up because it's so hard to, without knowing if you're going to get a number 1 pick or a top 3 pick of a superstar that can transform your team.
2 teams, so the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs, who both have young talent. Like you actually have, there's actually an opportunity, a golden opportunity for the Milwaukee Bucks if they do move on from Giannis. And one of those teams, whether it's the Houston Rockets that have,
you're starting to sound like you want this to happen.
No, I don't want it to happen. But I'm just saying the Houston Rockets were the 2 seed. 2 seed. That means the Houston Rockets have talent. They have young talent. San Antonio, Victor Wembanyama got hurt. They weren't going to be if they were going to make the playoffs, they'd probably be competing for the play-in, but they still have good young talent. Back-to-back Rookie of the Year. You're not going to get Wembanyama, but maybe you get Stephon Castle, right? Maybe you get some other players. So I'm just saying, it's not a lot of times where you can trade your superstar for a young up-and-coming superstar. I always say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he got traded for Paul George. And look how that worked out for OKC. It took some time, but look at him now.
My only concern with it is, I want to hold on to Giannis as long as possible. My fear is the seeds of him leaving are already being planted, and in 2 years he's going to leave anyway. Because, I mean, if they haven't significantly made strides to become a contender,
well, that's the thing.
Why wouldn't you just do that?
That's the thing. Is if they're not a contender and he's here for 2 years, then he leaves with nothing.
Then the Bucks get nothing.
He leaves and the Bucks get nothing.
Do you trust the organization, the Bucks? Do you trust the Bucks organization to have 2 years to prove it to Giannis? You get 2 seasons to prove it to Giannis that you have something. So either you get something for Giannis now or you prove it to him.
It's based off what the facts are, and the facts are they don't have a lot of things they can do.
They have a really hard hand being dealt. I mean, you have nothing in your hand.
Well, this is 2-7 offsuit versus pocket rockets in poker right now.
Can we tell you, hey, Giannis, this mess is kind of your fault. Not a bad thing.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of like we did some things to try to build around you, and we got rid of a lot of our assets, and we just want to have you trust us to stick it out. Let's try to reset. We're going to try to compete behind you. We're going to get guys around you, but we're going to try to go young. We're going to try to go young with you in mind.
Can you go that young and still also be great in Giannis's prime? Because he probably has, 5 elite years left? How can you go?
Does he want to sit around while you're saying if your pitch to him is wait for 2 years?
Yeah, basically take the next 2 years off, and then the final 3
which
years.
He won't. He'll go out there with a bunch of bums again.
Yeah, you just got to look to free agency in 2026. And the problem is the Bucks. I don't know the last time the Bucks actually signed a legit free agent. Bobby Simmons.
Well, and who's going to sign here?
We traded for him.
Who's going to sign with the Bucks to play with Giannis? And Giannis might just leave in a year. Anyway. In 2026 free agency.
Luka will be a free agent. In
Luka? I saw that one.
That'd be fun.
So, maybe Luka. Trae Young probably wouldn't work out. But you got to look at who are some of the young guys who will be free agents in a couple of years, and will they be able to come play with Giannis? You got to be able to convince them to come play with Giannis.
See, that's the thing is Giannis isn't one of those guys that is like a recruiter.
Well, you
right?
better start recruiting if you want to win something.
Well, if he wants to stay here,
it's onto the Bucks. It's up to the Bucks to build the team.
Well, I mean, once free agency comes, you got
obviously there's tampering and whatnot, but like he's not it's very well documented. He's not like the go out of the way. He's friendly with everybody.
Oh yeah,
everyone likes Giannis, but he's not best friends with everyone in the league, and that's kind of what drives him and his success. And
I respect that.
The problem is, in 2 years from now, when you have some cap space, there's not a lot of freedom. There's not a lot of good free agents out there for you to get.
So it's getting more bleak.
I mean, Bradley Beal over the hill by that time. Trae Young maybe. Luka, you go after him. Zach LaVine over the hill.
Luka would be too damn big here eating all them cheese curds.
That's okay. He can ball. He can be big and balling. Giannis play defense. He
big
just
and balling.
Yeah. Listen, that would be.
We don't need another Cadillac. Or Escalade, or whatever his name is.
Mini Escalade. Yeah, Mini Escalade. I'll take Luka. Don't talk about Luka like that.
Dude, have you seen the videos of when he discovered American food versus when he first got in the league?
What was he doing?
He was dunking. He was athletic. Yeah.
Have y'all seen 90 Day Fiancé? They all get fat. All the people that
what
come
does
to
that
America
have to
get
do
fat.
with Luka?
You come to America, you realize that food is plentiful here.
Brian and Lake Mills, I am going to hear this one out because I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't really know if it works either or not, but it's kind of fun to play around with it. So most likely Giannis gets a contract extension if he gets traded, but let's say he doesn't. He wants to play it out. Bucks are still going to get some decent trade value in return. And then when Giannis is a free agent, the Bucks can sign him then, and they have all those young guys. I know it probably wouldn't happen, but if we're throwing out all these hypotheticals, throw that one on the dartboard too.
Wait, how do they get the draft picks?
He said to have it play out, but I think he probably meant to say trade them and then bring them back. Is that what I'm interpreting here, Stro?
Now that would be chess level type stuff.
LeBron James type stuff, where he would leave now, you'd get something for him, you've had some picks.
That'd be great.
You develop the up-and-comers, and then when Giannis is eventually a free agent, you sign him in free agency.
Okay.
That's big brain stuff.
That was heady stuff right there.
But the issue is, I don't like because I don't want
him to go anywhere.
If he promises he was coming back,
if he pinky promise?
If he says under the table,
pinky promise?
Wink,
hey,
wink.
John, get some stuff now. I'll go play 2 years elsewhere, and then I'll come back. You're going to have Cooper Flag. Me and Cooper Flag in 2 years. Just an idea.
Yeah, that would be great. Giannis, come home. Like Devontae, we were clamoring for Devontae to come home. Come home, Yanni.
Take that money to the bank, Yanni.
I can tell you what bank you should be taking it to. That is to Bank 5.9. Bank 5.9. You know what 5.9 stands for? 1859. That's when the bank was founded. When you do something for that long, you know you're doing it right. And Bank 5.9 is. Their mission statement, make lives better. And they're making lives better all across southeastern Wisconsin. Starts with their employees. They always rank high when it comes to employee and best places to work. Not only that, their customers get the highest level of financial treatment. Whatever it is that's touching your financial life, you know my friends at Bank 5.9 are going to give you everything you need with a smile on their face to get your financial picture exactly where it needs to be. They are all over southeastern Wisconsin, 14 branch locations, and the charitable giving and volunteerism is second to none. Bank 5.9 charitable giving all across the state, and 9,000 hours of volunteering is just another way that they prove that they are making lives better. I want you to see how they can make your life better, because they are a true local community bank that believes in Wisconsin, they believe in you, and they are looking to make your life better in any way that they can. So check out Bank 5.9 today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stroh running the show.
What happened there?
I forgot that Brad was telling us how great Bank 5.9 was.
And you just kind of zoned out or what?
But Kyle had a Mother's Day extravaganza that is one worth retelling. It's weird. Next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
DKB they get all my love, all my energy, and all my time. I'll be danged if GKB and Craig not going to allow me to take my half-an-hour boo-boo. If I need to do that, they need to allow me to do that.
That's your whole lunch break.
I don't even take a lunch break. I work during lunch.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
And things are moving along a bit slowly. Southbound 43 from Capitol Drive, pretty much all the way down through the Marquette, down towards Lincoln. The northbound side slowing from about Kilbourne up to Keefe. Westbound 94 heavy out of the Marquette, all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Then we've got a broken down vehicle on 894 heading on the eastbound side, just about at 76th Street. That's tightening things up a little bit back through the Hale interchange to that point. Checking the TMJ4 storm team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a few showers later on, a low of 52. Tomorrow, scattered showers, mostly cloudy with a high of 65 at the lake, 74 inland. Weather is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Spring Vintage Weekend with the SVRA is up next on May 16th through the 18th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Snide for Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. With summer just around the corner, Wisconsin Harley-Davidson is gearing up for another year of riding adventures. Join them May 17th for their annual Bikes, Blessings, and the VFW. Start the summer off with a bike blessing on May 24th. Their annual honor celebration is happening with a ride to Wisconsin Memorial Park to place flags to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Both events will have live music, food, and so much more. For more information, go to WISHD.com or follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Are you dreaming about summer in your backyard yet? Landworks handles projects of all sizes, from a cozy pocket patio lush with greenery to a grand outdoor hosting space and everything in between. Locally owned and operated, Landworks prides themselves on exceptional customer service and a personal approach to all of your landscaping needs. The Landworks team of experts will work closely with you, making your property shine all year. Experience the Landworks difference. Visit landworkswisconsin.com. That's landworkswisconsin.com.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Discover an unreal treasure this May at Potawatomi. Don't miss your chance to win a share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursday. Unreal treasures this May at Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee. Must be 21 years and a rewards member to play. Also, check out their amazing sports book. Hang out, watch all the great action we have going on in the sports world. Every night, there's a great game. Playoff hockey, playoff basketball, favorite baseball teams. They got it all. Check out Potawatomi Casino Hotel. I'm just going to toss it over to Kyle Wallace because I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, so as we know, what was yesterday?
Mother's Day.
Thanks, Moms. Mother's Day. You know, for Mother's Day, we all have to treat our wonderful mothers to something nice. And, of course, my wonderful mother, we took her to, Potawatomi, and we took her to Canal Street for the Mother's Day brunch. It was delicious. But then after that, my brother had a great idea and said, hey, Kyle, it's Mother's Day. We still got some time. How about we take Mom and Dad to go see a movie? I said, okay, cool. You know what?
Little Wallace family time.
A Wallace family movie. My brother took care of the ticket. All I had to do was show up. And I showed up to the movie, and there's this movie in theaters. Have you guys heard of this? Something called Sinners.
I've heard of it.
Haven't heard of it.
Oh,
it's good.
Michael B. Jordan, he's a star in it. Ryan Coogler, the guy who directed Black Panther 1 and Black Panther 2, Fruitvale Station. That's supposed to be this great movie. So I said, oh, fantastic. I get to see it. Everybody told me to go see it. So I go to Sinners, and I find out that the title meant more than just the title. There was quite a bit of sin going on. And typically, I'm an adult. I'm old. But there was some situations in the movie that maybe, as a kid, I would have had to cover my eyes and cover my
Not
ears.
because it was scary.
Not because it was scary, because it was a little inappropriate. And I felt so awkward yesterday because I, as an adult, have not been in a situation where I was in a movie theater with my parents in a rated R movie that had adult content in it. And all I could do was
adult content.
And so I'm sitting there when they have these situations and in your windows, and I'm sitting there with myself. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, do I cover my eyes? I don't know what my parents are doing. I just felt so awkward sitting in there that I just wanted to cover my eyes during the bad situations.
Well, especially
Did you look over at Mom?
I tried to glance over, but it was so dark in the theater.
Did you guys talk about the movie after?
Nope. We talked about the movie, them parts. I just wanted to ignore it like it never happened. That was so awkward. I'm just like, why didn't anybody tell me not to invite my parents to go see the movie Sinners? Too much sinning going on.
Well, and honestly, you're stuck in the theater because
no escape.
I recall a time when I was with my parents. I think I was maybe a freshman in high school, something like that, maybe 8th grade. And we rented Old School because we're like, oh, Will Ferrell, we love Elf. You're gonna love that.
We all love Elf.
I love Elf.
Oh, Elf, good family. Will Ferrell, big family film guy.
Big family film guy. Good on SNL. This can't be a miss. Sure enough, the first scene, a guy walks in on his wife with some extracurriculars. There's a line that I've said on this program before that's gotten dumped that I can't say. And they're like, okay, we're turning that off. And they went the other direction. That was as close as I've ever gotten to watching something.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me your parents had you and your friends watching Old School? I remember it was like a mud bath fight.
Yeah, the problem was it wasn't like today's day and age. You can like Google, hey, is there any
It said rated R on the tape.
Yeah, we thought it was
DVD.
we thought it was for like language.
Oh, it wasn't language.
And
Hang on. Let me find out usually it's R and then
minutes.
And pretty early on
it was turned off.
I tell you,
like that.
I liked Old School, not for the comedy.
It was funny though.
It was funny. It was very funny. So
Why'd
what
you
did
like it?
Did the parents
Why
tell
is the
kids?
movie Old School rated R? Drinking, very strong frat house language, nudity, and sexual situations.
I will say there is a scene in Old School where they have to tie a cinder block to themselves and throw it over.
Oh.
And that was a famous scene. We were aware of that scene, and you're going to see some male behind in that moment. So maybe they just thought, oh, that's all they'll see. So it's a comedy after all. Why would there be anything more than that?
So did your parents call the other parents and let them know what their children's eyes had seen?
There wasn't any other kids. This is like a Nortman family movie.
Oh, I thought you said your friends were over.
No friends over. It's just my parents, me, and my sister. And it was like, okay, we're turning that off. Thank you very much. We're going to watch some sports now.
That is CPS worthy. You can get Child Protective Service calling you for that one.
Well, that's why they quickly pivoted.
That was crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I feel awkward. I'm never doing it again. I'm probably never go to a movie with my parents again.
I was at
unless
Wedding
it's
Crashers with my parents.
Oh, my God.
Another shocking early scene.
Just plop, 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 yep.
Plop. What a word choice.
Did your parents say anything at that point? I mean, you were young.
I was probably 7th grade.
Did they tell you cover your eyes, Benjamin?
Luckily, I was sitting next to my dad.
Did your parents ever tell you how to cover your eyes?
You're sitting next to your dad?
Luckily.
I don't know. It'd be different if you're next to your mom.
I guess
look
at that Ben.
Hey, easy, Kyle.
He
probably enjoyed it.
Baby girl.
He probably enjoyed it.
Yeah. Who did?
My dad. I don't know.
Oh, that's so weird. that is
bizarre. End the segment. Someone take us out.
Brian Balaga, any movies you've seen that have made you close your eyes before with
or
your
that
parents?
Your dad enjoyed.
All right.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
When I'm, again, doing the Pack Arena, and as a shareholder, when I'm sizing up my ring, I'm sizing up my ring
Pack Arena right now.
1 pack, 2 pack, 3 pack Arena.
Hey. On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
And now, unless there's a big boy trade coming that I don't see on the horizon, Green Bay is going to run this thing back and probably pick up an early round draft pick to add to that room.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And you hope that these other guys will emerge and can add, but I don't see them making a J.R. Ewing type change.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Born in the heart of the earth, natural diamonds rise up like the notes of a song from the throat of Mother Nature.
Rick, that was positively poetic. Mother Nature sings diamonds. Sarah, wow, you can sing.
Born in the heart of a plasma chamber, created diamonds fall softly like snowflakes from the heart of a star.
A star that shines like true love.
Natural diamonds are earthborn.
Created diamonds are starborn.
Kessler's has the largest selection of natural diamonds in the state of Wisconsin. All the different sizes, all the fancy shapes.
Give her a fancy diamond. We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
Bigger, brighter natural diamonds.
And financing that makes anything possible.
Kessler's is the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America.
Which means we can do anything we want to do.
For you.
Mother Nature sings diamonds.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point. With Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
I think that this is an instance where you have to protect the player from himself, and you have to protect what's in the best interest of the franchise long term. The window is just opening up for Cleveland. I mean, you got a lot of young 20-somethings on that team. Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, you guys are young. Mm-hmm. Why would you want to interrupt the incremental improvement that you've been making by throwing in a potential catastrophic Donovan Mitchell injury that would derail what you could be next season and potentially the year after that? If something happens, God forbid, to Donovan Mitchell because you push him in what would be, a small chance to try to get back into this series, then all of a sudden you're talking about the window to compete for a championship with this core of players effectively being shot. I just don't think it makes any sense.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls right now. Get 50% off your windows plus no interest and no payments for 12 months and a free entry door with your window purchase. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is set.
Joining us on Kyle Bruston Nortman before the Homer Hour with the Packer. I just want to call him. He should be get him in the Hall of Fame. I don't want to say future. He's a future Packer Hall of Famer, but for now, we'll stick with it. Brian Bulaga, welcome into Kyle Bruston Nortman.
How we doing?
Just got over hearing how Kyle's Mother's Day went, watching some adult scenes at a movie theater that he did not know he was going to be sitting next to his mother for.
Oh, nice.
Make sure you...
Not nice, Brian. Not nice.
Make sure you don't have a Brad incident where Old School gets rented and they got to turn it off because Brad's too young to see everything that's going on in Old School.
Yeah, it was shocking.
What movie? What movie was it?
It was Old School, Brian. It was Old School. I was probably a freshman in high school. Family movie night. We love Elf. Will Ferrell's hilarious. And then first scene is, oh my gosh. Shocking.
Yeah.
I got turned off quickly, Brian.
Yeah, I bet. I can imagine that.
No horror stories from your growing up?
No. Nothing I could recall like that. Nothing that I could.
Just straight and narrow, Brian Bulaga. I love it. Homer, you got one? Jump in then.
Yeah, so I'm living in California in 1973. Deep Throat came out.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me?
They didn't realize by that?
No, I knew what it was. We were in line, and they said it's $5, and I go, I ain't paying $5. Went home.
Oh, you didn't go see it?
No, not for $5 in 1970, whatever. A movie back then was maybe.
So you were with your parents?
No, oh heaven no. I was with my friends that I was living with in California.
So what is that movie about?
Deep Throat.
Never mind.
Are you kidding me, Kyle?
Is that a Watergate thing?
Yes, totally. Yes.
Yeah,
Keep
Watergate.
going. No, you can
$5 in 1974.
73, yes.
$32 today.
$32?
No, they're like we waited in line for like 30 minutes. And then we get there, the guy goes, $5. I go, I'm gone. I'm going home.
I have a suggestion for everybody. Do not Google the title of that movie
I
at
can't
work.
believe you hadn't heard of it. It's
What is the movie? I didn't know.
Legendary.
I need to go self-report.
They didn't know. It is historic, legendary. The lady became...
Okay, Brian Bulaga joins us here before the Homer Hour.
You guys had never heard of that movie? Have you ever heard of that movie?
I've heard of
None
it.
of you?
You should have told me don't Google it at work. Now I got to go tell Jody.
You should know.
Hold on.
It's a movie. Why would they have any other thing
Back
come
to
up?
Brian Bulaga, but I want to apologize. I shouldn't have known. I thought everybody knew the history of the movie.
Homer, the movie came out in 1970. We were twinkles in our parents' eyes.
Not even.
And not even.
There are other movies that came out very early. It's a Wonderful Life. You ever heard of that movie?
Great movie.
Okay,
It's a classic. I think they're two different classics.
They are definitely two different classics. Yes, and I still have never seen it.
Brian Bulaga.
Sorry, Brian.
Oh, that's okay.
Where'd it go?
Very educational.
Very educational. Elton Jenkins, we learned, is...
by the way, that cannot be used as a future something other on the show.
Yeah, we will not make that a future anything, Homer.
Thank you.
Done. Elton Jenkins is not at or did not show up for something. Steno mentioned that in his press conference today, and I'm struggling to get back on track here after the whole conversation we just had. So, anyone got a good question? I
got a good question.
There you go.
I got a good question. So
what is happening?
Yeah, let's get this back on the tracks because Brian, this week the big story is NFL schedule release. So let's say you're a Green Bay Packer, you're a player. What were you looking for when the schedule got released as a player?
Great question, Brad.
Yes, good transfer.
Yeah, what I was looking for was obviously when the Thursday night game was, where it fell on the schedule. Was it late? Was it early? Was it middle? And then I was looking at the bye week. Were they close together? Did you get almost 2 bye weeks close together? Like if it was the Thursday game, then the bye week, were they close together? And kind of how those fell. And then I always look for what games were on the road? Like, what marquee pass rushers would I have to face on the road, right? And were they night games? Were they noon games? Were they 3:25 games? Were they in the cold? Were they indoors? So I kind of like to see where I would face these marquee pass rushers if it was later in the year, outside in the cold, or was it inside in the dome? Was it a noon kickoff where it was a little bit of a slower start, or was it prime time where they want everyone to see them try to get 5 sacks in a game? So, like, put myself in a situation where I was just kind of going throughout the season and who I may see.
Brian, quick follow-up. Who is the hardest pass rusher you ever had to play against?
It was Julius throughout his time. Like, I think when he was in Chicago, and when I was a rookie, obviously, got to go up against him a bunch, and then he was there my second year in Chicago, when he was in Chicago and I was in Green Bay. So I got to see him quite a bit, and just from a pure talent and freak standpoint, I mean, he was about as much as you could ask for from a defensive end. I mean, he was like 6'7" or whatever he was, 290 pounds,
huge, amazing athlete.
And he could probably run. He was probably running a 4.5. Like, he was just quick as all get out, like really long arms and really quick twitch, strong. Like, the guy was just a freak, like super smart player too. Just really hard to block. It's why he has a yellow jacket right now. Like, the dude's just unbelievable, and was probably, to me, like, if you look at defensive ends from the 2000s and all that, probably in the top 3 or 4, like easily top 3 or 4 defensive ends from the 2000s and into the 2010s and in this era right now, because like he's hard to beat. He really is. He's just an absolute freak show.
Brian, when I think about switching gears to Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, not sure if you heard, but there's news out with Giannis, or he might be open-minded. When players hear these rumors where they had nothing to do with them, how do players handle this? Like, as a fan, should I be concerned that the rumor came out? Is there smoke where there's fire?
I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of time it's the agent creating some smoke. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time agents do this to stir the pot a little bit.
Do they run it by the players?
Sometimes. I mean, I would assume I mean, I don't know. The basketball world is completely different. These guys could do whatever they want, right? Like, they run the show here. So, like, if Giannis wants to go, he's going. Like, there is no questions asked. If he wants out, he is getting out. It's just a matter of what the Bucks get for him. So, but if like Homer continues to say it, he's too good of a guy to just like say, I'm out of here. Like, he just is. So, like, he's going to, if he is trying to get out, I would imagine it's going to be the agent that's trying to slowly back channel this thing and find different ways to, ease his way out. But again, I don't know much about it, right? Like, it's just normally when these things start to pop up, they normally start to get legs, right? Like, especially in the NBA, like, these guys are moving teams like crazy. And it does not surprise me that Giannis now is starting to come up in some of these rumors. And I mean, I hope he doesn't go, but we'll see.
Well, Kyle, I can't believe you did that.
Wait a minute, I didn't do anything.
HR.
It was an accident. I was looking for a movie that